If you work as a manufacturing facilities engineer, installing a new piece of equipment can be as complex as the machinery itself. From prep work to alignment and testing, it's your team's job to put it all together. That's why it's good to have Grainger on your side. With industrial-grade products and next-day delivery, Grainger helps ensure you have everything you need close at hand through every step of the installation. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet.
Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Drama on this Friday with episodes of The Lives of Harry Lime, starring Orson Welles, the sequel to The Third Man, motion picture. Also, Broadway is My Beat, starring Larry Thor from 1953. 3 shows from 1948, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, starring John Stanley and Alfred Shirley. Escape from 1948 and The Time Machine. And The Unexpected from 1948. That's all coming up on this Friday. This is the 9th day of May, the 129th day of the year. We have 236 days remaining till we get to 2026. Christopher Columbus left Spain on this date in 1502 for his 4th and final journey to the New World. The city of Reno, founded on this date in 1868. And if you've ever been to Reno, you know why Johnny Cash sought a man there just to watch him die. No, I stole that joke, and it is a joke. I have friends in Reno, and they haven't learned their lesson yet either. It was on this date 80 years ago today, the final German surrender to Marshal Georgy Zhukov at Berlin is signed by Colonel General Hans-Jürgen Schrumpf as the representative of the Luftwaffe, Field Marshal William Keitel as the Chief of Staff of the OKW, and Admiral Hans-Georg von Friedberg as Commander-in-Chief of the Navy. Hermann Goering captured by the Army also on this date 80 years ago today. 75 years ago today, L. Ron Hubbard published his book on Dianetics, entitled Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health. 70 years ago today, Sam and Friends debuted on a local TV channel, marking the first television appearance of both Jim Henson and what would become Kermit the Frog and the Muppets. Let's go back 65 years ago today. The Food and Drug Administration approved the sale of the birth control pill. And on this date in 1961, Federal Communication Commission Chairman Newton Minow uttered a phrase that critics of TV have been quoting ever since.
Keep your eyes glued to that set until the station signs off. I can assure you that what you will observe is a vast wasteland.
That has been quoted in a challenge for years. It came during a speech in which Minow issued a challenge to television executives. In 1967, Muhammad Ali was stripped of his boxing titles for refusing induction into the armed services.
America at this moment is paying greatly for her stand in Asia. She's losing world power and money. Boys are dying daily. So this just comes with the price you pay for taking stands that you believe in that are unpopular in certain societies.
Muhammad Ali on this date in 1967. On this date in 1974, the House Judiciary Committee opened formal and public impeachment hearings against President Nixon.
I don't need to stress again the importance of our undertaking and the wisdom, decency, and principle which we must bring to it. We understand our high constitutional responsibility. We will faithfully live up to it.
Committee Chairman Peter Rodino, and before everything could be settled and Nixon impeached, he resigned. In Florida on this date in 1980, Liberian freighter SS Summit Venture hit the Sunshine Skyway Bridge over Tampa Bay, sending 35 people, most in a bus, to a watery death as a 1,400-foot section of the bridge collapsed.
As I came to the very top of the bridge here, I saw the rest of the bridge was out and applied the brakes immediately and stopped with them in about 2 feet of going in.
Richard Hornbuckle, who said how he stopped his car just in time. In 1994, Nelson Mandela inaugurated as South Africa's first black president, and it was on this date in 2005, 20 years ago today, Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger selected as the successor of Pope John Paul II. He chose the name Pope Benedict XVI. He would resign and become what he labeled Pope Emeritus in 2013, before passing in 2022. Passing away on this date in history, Alan King.
Well, like I've been reading about brainwashing and psychological warfare, if the scientists want to come to my house for 2 weeks, my wife will show you how to pick a brain apart.
The very, very funny Alan King, passing away on this date in 2004. Also passing away on this date in history, the food manufacturer C.W. Post, the cereal guy. Also actor Edmund O'Brien, country singer Keith Whitley, Mrs. Phil Harris, Alice Faye. Also Lena Horne passing away on this date. Vidal Sassoon, Good Golly Miss Molly, Little Richard passing away on this date. And passing away a year ago today, Roger Corman. So many cult films that he produced and directed. Birthdays on this date include abolitionist John Brown, shipbuilder Henry Kaiser, also country musician Hank Snow, journalist Mike Wallace, British actor Albert Finney, and Glenda Jackson, who passed away in 2023 at the age of just 87.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
The man who produced so many wonderful shows, including The Mary Tyler Moore Show, The Simpsons, and Terms of Endearment, James L. Brooks, 85 years old today. The man who sang about Dizzy, Dizzy, my head is spinning. Tommy Rowe, 83 years old today. Oh, Murphy Brown, Candace Bergen, 79 today.
Candy, you're almost 12 now, aren't you? Have you given any thought to the future? I mean, what are some of your plans?
Oh, well,
You're going to embark on a theatrical career?
Oh, yes, I'd like to do that. And I'd like to be a dress designer.
You do dancing, too?
Oh, I take modern dance.
Mm-hmm. And what can you do?
Well, I can sing.
You sing? In that case, Candy, Melinda, and I will sing a song that we've been carefully rehearsing for the past 3 weeks. Now, Mr. Meekin, would you mind giving us a start here? Now get together and sway and smile. Go!
Won't you play a simple melody like my mother sang to me? One with good old-fashioned harmony. Play a simple melody.
Musical demon, such a honey a dream. Won't you play me some rag? Just like a beautiful rag is like a beautiful drag. If you will play from a copy of a tune that is choppy, you'll get all my applause. And that is simply because my honey baby is simply crazy about rag.
From 1958, at age 11, with her father on Groucho Marx's quiz show You Bet Your Life as Candy Bergen, Candace Bergen, 79 years old today. Also turning 79 today, the man who had a hit record, Playground in My Mind, and now a Las Vegas headliner, Clint Holmes, 79 today. Billy Joel is 76. Canadian R&B singer Tamia, who is 49 today and suffers from MS, so doesn't perform as she used to. And from Rent, Rosario Dawson is 46. Those just a few of the people celebrating the 9th day of May as their birthday. And if this happens to be your birthday,
happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Orson Welles as Harry Lime in the prequel to the motion picture The Lives of Harry Lime. I think I said sequel earlier, and that's not quite accurate. 73 years ago, May 9th, 1952. That's up next.
Your automobile may save your life during a national emergency. It can move you out of the target area, provide shelter, communications, and carry supplies. Keep your car in good shape at all times.
We roll on now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with a prequel. Something that we thought we heard about before and was original with the Star Wars motion pictures, but it actually goes back to radio and going back 73 years. To the early 1950s, when Harry Alan Towers got the rights to the Harry Lime character in The Lives of Harry Lime in the Third Man motion picture. And, of course, you'll hear the zither music that came from the Third Man, done by Anton Karas during this. This episode from 73 years ago, it was a one-season show and originated in syndication, not on the BBC. Only a very few episodes aired on the BBC. But it was produced in London by Harry Alan Towers, Towers of London. And this is from, as I said, May 9th, 1952, Viva La Chance.
Presenting Orson Welles as the Third Man. The Lives of Harry Lime. The fabulous stories of the immortal character, originally created in the story The Third Man, with zither music by Anton Karas.
Put a man in a Palm Beach suit, sling a camera over his shoulder, give him a cigar and an American accent, and anywhere on the continent of Europe, he's marked down at once by the smart boys as a sheep ready for the slaughter. Of course, there are exceptions. I was never a guy to boast. Well, not much, anyway. In a long and not uneventful career, I flatter myself there aren't many tricks of the confidence trade that I haven't got to know. At least that's what I thought. Until a certain adventure befell me recently in Paris, which, for obvious reasons, I've called Viva La Chance.
And now, Orson Welles as Harry Lime, the Third Man, in today's story, Vive La Chance.
It happened, as I've said, in Paris. In a casual sort of way, I got to know a couple of the local boys named Paul and Pierre. And one evening, they came up to my hotel room and made me a proposition.
The whole scheme is simplicity itself, monsieur.
Absolument. What you call a pullover. You mean a pushover, don't you, old man?
C'est vrai, that is what I say, a pullover.
Okay, skip it.
There's this American gentleman, you see.
Which American gentleman?
This, comment s'appelle-t-il, Pierre?
Witherspoon.
Ah, oui, Henry L. Witherspoon.
That sounds promising. What about Henry L. Witherspoon?
He is a very rich gentleman.
Good for him.
He does not know us, but we know him.
Good for
we
you.
have studied him closely. We know his habits, his movements, everything about him. Is that not so, Paul?
Yes. So we had made a plan, Pierre and I. A very simple plan, as we tell you, but one that cannot fail to succeed.
Only it is no good for just ourselves. It needs Lisette.
Lisette?
A friend of ours, monsieur.
Très bien. Now listen carefully, and we will explain to you the whole thing.
Well, as Paul and Pierre explained their scheme to me, I can't say it was exactly simple, but it was certainly novel. And what's more, it seemed to me just about foolproof. My first task was to get on friendly terms with this Henry J. Witherspoon. That was easy enough. Next morning, I moved to his hotel. Inside of 24 hours, you'd have thought we were lifelong buddies. He was a middle-aged Californian, typically wealthy American tourist, all by himself, feeling just a little lonely in a big, strange city. Another lonely American must have seemed to him like manna from heaven. It was evening. We were drinking together at a sidewalk cafe. The stage was set for step number 2 of our plan. Hey, Henry, look.
What's the matter?
That girl walking toward us, there's something wrong with her, I'm sure.
She looks all right to me. Kind of cute, in fact.
I saw her sway. Henry, I'm positive. Hey, there she goes again. She needs help. Here, mademoiselle, take it easy. Lean on my arm. Come on now. Vous êtes malade, n'est-ce pas? Vous êtes malade.
I am all right.
Well, you're not all right at all. You just passed out a minute ago. Come along. Here. Sit down here with my friend and me. Pull up another chair, Hank.
Sure.
Poor kid's starving. Hasn't had a decent meal for days, I'll bet. Vous avez faim, mademoiselle?
No.
You can't kid us. What did you eat last?
This morning?
What did you have?
Oh, some bread and...
There. Bread. And what else?
Some water.
Bread and water. What did I say? No, don't cry. Don't cry.
I'm so ashamed.
No, snap out of it. We've all been broke at one time or another. Take her other arm, Henry. Hey, come on now. Let's go.
Where to?
Well, to find the biggest meal in Paris. Of course. It was my first meeting with Lisette. She was all Paul and Pierre had said, and more. As she went steadily through the menu, it was an education to watch the color return to her face and to see her whole character take on life and vivacity. And afterwards, we found a quiet corner in a bar, and with a little help from me, Lisette gave us her life history, all according to plan.
You sure have had a tough time, mademoiselle.
Oh, I do not complain. One day fortune will smile on me, and then all will be well.
Sure it will.
In fact, even now I have hopes that very soon, perhaps even before this week is out, I will be a wealthy woman.
You'll be a wealthy woman. Oh, how's that?
Are you figuring on marrying some guy with lots of dough?
Dough?
Money.
Oh, no, it is nothing like that. It is quite different, you see. Oh, but pardonnez-moi, I have already talked too much. I must not bore you with my personal...
Oh, please, we're very interested, aren't we, Henry?
Sure.
Well, you see, 80 years ago, my family was very rich. They lived in a big house dans les bois in the woods outside Fontainebleau.
Oh, yes?
Then came la guerre.
The war, yes. Which particular one was that? The Franco-Prussian War, honey?
Oui. My great-grandfather was afraid the place would be... Oh, how you call it? Plundered by the Prussians. So, somewhere in the woods, he buried a great box full of golden louis. And he drew a map where it was, and he hid the map in the fourth bottom of a jewel case. And he wrote to his son, my grandfather, a letter saying what he had done.
I see.
Then came the Prussians, and he was killed.
Your great-grandfather was killed, you mean?
Oui.
Yes.
My grandfather knew the money must be hidden somewhere, but he could never find it.
That was his
What
son.
about the map?
Well, that was the trouble, you see. He did not know about the map.
Oh.
Because he did not have the letter his father had written. Oh, consider the irony.
Yes, my
For
goodness.
years, there was the jewel case on his dressing table, and
Yes.
in it was the secret, and he did not know.
Fancy that, Henry. What happened finally?
My grandfather became an old man and died.
That's
There was
terrible.
so little left, and my own father was poor. One by one, he had to sell the family treasures, and at last, he had to part with the jewel case.
With the map still in it?
Oh, c'est vrai, monsieur.
Imagine.
And then, one day, my father pressed by accident a wooden panel in the wall, and it opened, and...
The wooden panel opened.
Maybe. And there was the letter from my great-grandfather telling about the treasure and the map. But, of course, by then it was too late. The jewel
Why?
case was no more.
Oh, of course, yes.
For the rest of his life, my father tried to trace it, but without success. And At last he died in
Oh,
poverty.
no. Take it easy now. Don't take it so hard.
He was so good and so kind.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
And this jewel case has never turned up since?
Oh, but that is the whole point of the story, monsieur. It has.
It has? It's turned
oui,
up?
I saw it today.
Whereabouts?
The flea market.
You mean to say this jewel case is for sale in the flea market?
Oui, monsieur.
Well, then why didn't you buy... Of course, you haven't got any money, have you?
You're quite sure it's the same case?
Oh, I would know it anyway, monsieur. Besides, it is engraved on the lid the initials of my great-grandfather, A.T. Ambrose Tournay. It is the same case. There can be no mistake.
Did you ask the price?
Oh, no. I did not wish to seem curious for fear the man in the shop may become suspicious. But it is the same case. It should not be very dear. In the Rue Lafitte, near where I live, there is an old man who lends money, and tomorrow morning I shall beg of him 5,000 francs, and then I shall buy the case, and the fortune will be
Yes,
mine.
but suppose he won't lend it, or suppose the case is more than what you think it'll be.
I shall find the money somewhere.
Mademoiselle, you found it right now. Here, 5,000 francs. There you are.
Oh, but I couldn't dream.
Oh, please. My hotel's the George Sank. You find me there anytime. Just ask for Harry Lime. Next morning, Henry L. and I spent a wildly exciting morning at Napoleon's tomb. And when we got back to the hotel around about lunchtime, there was Lisette waiting for us. She was looking pale and miserable, and she'd been very obviously crying.
This morning I went to the flea market
Yes?
to buy the case.
Oh, don't tell me it was gone.
Oh, no, it is still there, but Monsieur
good.
Laplage, he is the man who has it.
Yes?
Says it is a case of great antiquity and value. When I offered him 5,000 francs, he laughed.
Well, how much does he want for it?
2 million francs.
2 million francs? What is this case? Solid gold and studded with
Oh,
diamonds?
no, it is just a modest little piece.
Mademoiselle, would you do us a favor?
But of course.
Would you dine with us this evening?
Oh, no, you have been far too good already.
We want you to, don't we, Henry?
Why, sure.
Yes, sure we do. Give us great pleasure.
Oh, well, if you put it like that.
And besides, who knows? We can't promise anything, of course, can we, Henry? But there's just a chance that we may be able to find some way out of this little difficulty of yours. After Lisette had gone, I put the proposition to Henry L. Between us, we'd buy the jewel case, 1 million francs each. And then, when the fortune was recovered, we'd split 50-50 with Lisette. I can't say Henry L. took to the idea at first with what you describe exactly as wild enthusiasm, but then I hadn't expected he would.
I don't know, Harry. I can't say it sounds very much like a gilt-edged proposition to me.
Oh, but surely, old man, if Lizette's story is correct...
That's just the point. Is it correct?
I don't see any reason to doubt it, Henry.
You're a good guy, Harry, and I like you a lot. But if you'll forgive me saying it, you're just a little naive.
Now, hold your horses, Henry. You know, I can find some way to prove she's okay. To prove it. Will you come into it then?
How do you figure on doing that?
Well, leave that part to me. Just answer me one thing. Is it a deal or isn't it?
Sure, Harry. It's a deal.
So far, our scheme was working 100%, and Henry L. was reacting exactly according to plan. After lunch, I left the hotel. Around about mid-afternoon, I returned with Paul in tow. He wore steel-rimmed glasses and a blue suit that was shiny with age, and his shirt cuffs were frayed at the edges. In fact, he looked precisely what he was supposed to look like. A minor government clerk. I introduced him to Henry L. Hank, I want you to meet Monsieur Berriot.
Glad to know you.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Monsieur Berriot's a clerk in the, just what's that again, Monsieur
Bureau
Berriot?
of Internal Records and Personal Statistics.
Yes, that's it. I've had Mr. Berriot making a few inquiries this afternoon. He's good enough to offer to come around to the hotel with certain documents and information he's able to obtain for me. Maybe, Monsieur Berriot, you'll tell my friend what you told me.
Certainement, monsieur.
Ah, good.
The inquiry concerned the family of Tournay
That's
of
right.
Fontainebleau
That's
in
right.
the department of Seine-et-Marne.
Correct, yes.
Now we begin with Ambrose Tournay.
Paul had done a fine job, make it look good. I slipped him a 5,000 franc bill, and off he went, bursting with gratitude. After he'd gone, I turned to Henry L. Well, Hank, you asked for proof. Now you've got it. You can't argue against all that evidence, can you?
Don't misunderstand me, Harry. I didn't doubt Lisette. I just wanted to be certain, that's all.
Now you're satisfied. She's okay, aren't you? Do we go ahead, Henry?
Sure. A deal's a deal. We'll fix up the details with Lisette this evening, and first thing tomorrow, we'll go and buy that jewel case. Check?
Check.
In a moment, Orson Welles returns as Harry Lime The Third Man. And now Orson Welles as Harry Lime, the Third Man, continues in today's story, Vive La Chance.
That same evening, we put the proposition to Lizette. Henry L. and I were to find the money to buy the jewel case, and when the map had been found in her great-grandfather's treasure cupboard, we were to split the proceeds, half to us and half to her. Lizette was overcome with emotion, and the tears of gratitude she wept were genuine, even if nothing else about her was. My admiration for Lizette as an actress soared about 100%, especially when she came to what was in fact the crux of our prearranged plan.
Your generosity touches me deeply, monsieur. And I shall always be grateful, but I am afraid I cannot accept.
Oh?
Why not, for Pete's sake?
It is not fair. It is asking too much.
Oh, nonsense.
I have not perhaps made it sufficiently clear just how great a gamble this is. 8 years is a long time.
Oh, I know.
And in that time, the jewel case has probably had many owners.
Sure, like Lizette says, it's a gamble. But what the heck? You know the old saying back in the States, Harry, if you don't speculate, you won't accumulate.
Then you think we ought to take a chance, Henry?
Why, certainly.
And so, next morning, the flea market. As arranged, Lizette stayed in the cab. Following her directions, we had no difficulty in finding Monsieur Laplage's stall. If Laplage looked oddly like my old friend Pierre, who was Henry L. to know? And how was he to notice the quick wink that Pierre and I exchanged? The case was standing on a shelf, among a lot of other junk. Henry L. and I pretended not to notice it at first, and then after a while, he picked it up in an elaborately casual sort of way.
What do you think of this old jewel case, Harry?
It's quite attractive in its way, yes, Henry?
I've got a sort of idea Millie might like it for a dressing table.
Yeah?
I'll give you 5,000 francs for it, monsieur.
Please, you make the joke, yes?
Okay, 6,000. I'm not a guy to haggle.
Monsieur, I have spent my lifetime among articles of antiquity.
You look at it.
I am an expert, an authority. Many famous collectors have wished to buy that jewel case. They have offered much money for it.
Then why haven't you sold it?
Because they cannot pay the price I am obliged to ask. They cannot pay 3 million francs.
3 million francs for a bit of junk like this? You must be crazy. I'll give you $1 million.
2.5 million.
1.5.
2 1/4.
1 3/4.
You are a hard man, monsieur. 2 million.
Okay, sold.
Now, take it easy, old man. Don't be too impetuous.
But if I want a thing, I want it, and I'm prepared to pay.
Well,
so
it's your money,
2 million
Harry.
francs it is. The only trouble is I don't have that much cash on me right now.
Well, I have half of it here if you can make up the rest.
That's mighty kind of you, Harry. Let me see now. Yeah. Here we are.
It was there, all right. 1 million francs in crisp new notes. A 4-way split between Paul, Pierre, Lizette, and myself. Lizette was still waiting for us in the cab. She grabbed the case eagerly.
In a moment now, we shall know. One of these rosebuds on this side is a spring that releases the false bottom.
Well, try it.
This
Come
one. No.
Try the other
this
one.
Oh,
There.
Look, monsieur.
You're right, Lizette.
Look, there's a sheet of paper.
Yeah, it's a piece of paper. It must be a map. Open it up and read it, Lizette.
Excited. My fingers are hard.
I'm kind of excited myself. There it is.
It is the map.
This is terrific.
Let's take
a look. For Pete's sake, it's all in French.
Well, of course it's in French. What do you
That's
think?
right, of course it is. Can you read it, Lizette?
Oh, but yes, it is very simple.
What's it say?
It
Yeah,
says,
well, tell us what it's...
Stand facing north at
Yes.
the northeast corner of the outer wall.
Outer wall of what?
The outer wall of my great-grandfather's property at Fontainebleau, I suppose.
Sure, that'd be it. Go on,
At a
Lizette.
distance of 55 paces, there is a chestnut tree.
I sure hope it's still
At
there.
2 meters north of the tree, dig.
Go on.
Well, that is all. Except for the initials AT, my great-grandfather's initials.
That's good enough for me. Come on, let's go. Well, I dare say you can guess the rest. Lizette led us to the old family mansion. We followed the directions. We located the chestnut tree, and we dug. After 10 minutes or so, we struck something solid. It was a large metal chest. We got to the surface, and with trembling fingers, Henry L. smashed the rusted lock, and we swung back the lid.
Well, I'll be doggone. Empty.
Oh, no, it can't be.
It's empty, all right.
Well, not quite. What do you make of this, Lizette?
Oh, to me it looks like a brass button of the sort that soldiers wear on their
That's
tunics.
right. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, there is on it a crest, a double eagle.
You realize what that means, don't you?
Well, no.
It means some Prussian soldier must have beaten us to it some 80 years ago.
I can't believe it.
There's the evidence, old man.
This is terrible.
I must say Henry took it well. No silly nonsense, no recriminations, and above all, not the slightest suspicion, as far as I could see anyway, that he'd been gypped. After dinner that evening, he suggested we might console ourselves for the loss of our dough with a champagne supper at Carroll's. I pleaded a headache and let him go off alone. After he'd gone, I walked around to Pierre's hotel, knocked on his door. There was no answer. I knocked again, a little louder. Still no answer. A horrible, incredible suspicion crossed my mind. No, it couldn't be. It just couldn't. I went downstairs to the reception clerk. I asked for Pierre.
I regret, monsieur. He is no longer with us.
You mean he's left?
Oui, monsieur.
You don't know where he's gone, do you?
I wish I did, monsieur. He still owes us for 2 weeks' rent.
Is that all? You're lucky. He owes me 250,000 francs. The suspicion had become a virtual certainty now. I hurried back to my own hotel. For once, the luck was with me. As I was about to enter, I saw a familiar figure coming out. I slid out of sight till it had passed, and then I followed. In a few minutes, I found myself, yes, you've guessed it, in the Rue Lafitte. 100 yards or so off the Boulevard Haussmann, my quarry turned in at a doorway. I was right behind him. It was a small private hotel. I followed him up 3 flights of stairs. He stopped outside a door. He knocked. It opened. He went in. I checked to make sure I had my gun, then I turned the knob and flung the door open. They were all there. Henry L., Paul, Pierre, and Lizette looking very smug and pleased with themselves. Henry L. lolling back in an easy chair, puffing a cigar and holding forth to the others.
Of course, the thing that tickles me pink is putting it across a guy who's supposed to be as shrewd as Harry Lime.
That's so.
That's why Henry. Oh.
Save it. I said save it. Shut up, all of you, and keep your hands up. And in the open, too. Well, this little thing in my hand might go off. How dare you? How dare you try to pull a corny old trick like this on me, on Harry Lime? You didn't kid yourself for a minute that I was really falling for it, did you?
Well, Harry, we...
Honestly, Hank, I'm ashamed of you. And to talk to you, you seem such a sensible, intelligent sort of a fellow.
Of course, monsieur, you will understand that we were never in earnest.
No. It was what you call the practical joke.
Practical joke,
right. No harm meant, Harry. Bad you had to bust in like this and spoil the whole thing.
Yeah, it's too bad. No sense of humor. That's my trouble. However, as I am here, you may as well let me have it back now.
Oh, sure, Harry, sure. Hand it over, Paul.
Avec plaisir. There you are, monsieur.
Thanks. Now I'll have the rest, if you don't mind.
The rest?
Oh, but it is all there, 1,000,000 francs.
There was another 1,000,000, I seem to recall.
But that was my money.
Was, Henry, is the operative word.
You mean?
I mean, I want it. And now...
Harry!
This is infamous, monsieur.
You cannot do such a thing.
I am doing it. 1,000,000 francs, please.
Okay. Take it.
Thank you. And from you, Lizette?
I know. The 5,000 francs you so kindly lent the poor, starving little girl.
Oh, no, not at all. From you, Lizette, 1 kiss.
You are so gallant, monsieur.
Mm-hmm.
If only instead of these useless imbeciles I had you as my partner.
Ah.
There is no telling to what heights we would attain.
You flatter me. You flatter me, mademoiselle.
Oh, not at all. I know a clever man when I meet one.
You're so right.
I repay my debt. So.
Thank you, Lizette. Perhaps someday, who knows? Who knows? Et maintenant? Au revoir. Au revoir, mes amis. Merci 1000 fois de votre hospitalité. So long now. It was a good exit. I flattered myself. Pretty good exit. Only one thing marred it. As I closed the door, A man stepped out of the shadows. Now, a cop is a cop in any language. There was no mistaking this one. For one wild second, I was tempted to plant one on his jaw and run for it, but discretion got the better part of valor, and when he spoke, I was glad.
You are quite all right, Monsieur Lime?
Sure.
You have recovered your money?
Well...
Please, monsieur, you can be frank. I know everything.
You do?
But certainly. I have had our friends in there under observation for many days now. When I realized they were imposing upon you the old story of the jewel case, I thought at first I would intervene and warn you. Then I said to myself, but that is ridiculous. A smart man like Monsieur Lime would never let himself be caught by such an obvious trick. So I decided to wait and watch and let the comedy play itself out. I was right, you see. And there is an old saying from the English. He laughs best who laughs last.
That's the way it
You
goes,
must have
yes.
found it very amusing, monsieur.
Oh, sure. I
You
salute
say you have
man.
your money?
Oh, yes. I persuaded them to return it.
Then all is well.
All is well. I smiled to myself as I thought of Henry Witherspoon's £1,000,000 reposing in my pocket. All was well. Very, very well indeed. And it wasn't until I got back to my hotel room that I realized the truth. How was I to know that when Lisette kissed me, she also picked my pocket?
Harry Lime returns in just a moment. And now, Harry Lime.
I always say honesty is the best policy. That's what I always say. Don't necessarily mean it. You take gambling, for instance. As W.C. Fields used to put it, you can't cheat an honest man, which probably accounts for the trouble I have with cheats. Still, it doesn't stop me from gambling or dishonesty, for when in Rome, do the Romans or they'll do you. And when in France, I say, as the French always say, Vive La Chance. So long now.
From 73 years ago, May 9th, 1952, Orson Welles' The Lives of Harry Lime. Coming up next, a show that was just okay until Elliot Lewis got a hold of it, and then Broadway Is My Beat became a smash when it moved from New York to Hollywood, and under the tutelage of the new Larry Thor.
During a national emergency, you may have to be your own fireman. Take the first step now. Remove all fire hazards in your home. Eliminate clutter. Store flammables in a safe place.
And given the way wildfires are these days, that is not a bad suggestion at all. So Anthony Ross was the original Detective Danny Clover for the time the show originated in New York City. And when it moved out to Hollywood, Elliot Lewis took the helm. And the gentleman who became Detective Danny Clover was Larry Thor. We'll hear an episode of that today, as Broadway Is My Beat, going back 72 years, May 9th, 1953, the Sybil Crane Murder Case.
Broadway's My Beat, from Times Square to Columbus Circle, the gaudiest, the most violent, the lonesomest mile in the world.
Broadway's My Beat with Larry Thor as Detective Danny Clover.
A nighttime of May books passage through Broadway, and crowd stands on banks of pavement, waving it through the neon shoals. And the ports of call, place where spring dance can be bought for a dime, the current bargain basement rate of exchange. Or moon-drenched beach of the spectacular, on which a girl sways and miraculously spells out the word aloha in twisted tubes of light. Or place of muted trumpet and quick fingers on a bongo beating out tropic messages. And another place where a woman sits trembling alone in a booth, turns her nighttime face to the man who touches her shoulder. Nighttime of May, journey into nowhere. And somewhere in wake of night laughter, dark, brooding street, and windows of brownstone rooming house staring into it, and stoop to ascend, and door open before your knock, sallow light spill onto pavement, and in doorway a woman whose coilings of red hair are haloed by the 10-watt bulb.
You from the cops?
That's right.
Been leaning on my windows, watching for you. First time in my life. First time in my life I ever waited a cop should come to me.
Was it you who called?
Me, Gwen. Gwen Victor.
Oh, you said that...
What I said on the telephone don't hold a candle to the earful you're going to get. You want to come in now? Wait a minute.
Huh?
I want you to look at something.
What?
My face. Don't move a minute. I'll hold it up to the light for you. Now, you see him?
What?
You don't recognize, huh? You don't recognize where a lady's been crying tears and the marks they leave in her powder base. I didn't repowder especially so you could see where I've been crying. See? Those 2 rows.
For that girl you told us about on the phone, the girl who was hurt?
That poor thing. That poor little hurt thing. To fall at my feet like a wounded dove.
Look, take me to her. We're wasting...
We're wasting nothing, mister. You gotta be filled in, don't you? I know you, misters. You gotta be filled in.
Then you'll take me to the girl, huh?
Then I'll take you to the girl. Because right now, from her and her condition, you'll get nothing. Just from me.
All right, Miss Victor, you tell me.
I'm a lady who's got a big heart inside her. I want you to understand that. Then you'll understand why it's happening like this.
Well, go on.
I got a very big heart. It's one of the reasons I sit out on the stoop nights, in case my roomers want to gab a little in the fresh night air, in case they need advice on certain matters or the loan of a kind word.
About the girl.
It's what I'm coming to. Oh, the poor girl. Tonight I sit on the steps. My roomers have drifted to wherever. I'm alone by myself on the stoop. A car rolls down the street, lets a girl out. Whoosh! The car rolls on. The girl walks toward me, staggering like from the bottle. Flop! She falls at my feet. I lean over her. Honey, baby, I say to her. Honey, baby. She whimpers to me. Help me, help me. I see she's been knifed. I yell for Doc. Doc!
Doc?
Doc Roundtree, my oldest roomer. I yell for Doc. We lift and carry the hurt honey girl into a vacancy I happen to have at the present.
Now you'll take me to her.
Just so you'd understand about me and Doc. Now, come on. How is she, Doc? How's our honey girl?
She's sleeping, Gwen. She's dying.
Ah, you poor baby. You poor sweet baby.
Gwen.
Huh? Oh, him. Don't worry about him, Doc. He's fine. Best of health. He's from the police. He came for our wounded bird.
Good night.
Come back here, Doc.
Now, look, mister. Look, all I did was try to help her pain a little. I didn't do anything unethical. I didn't even try to wash the wound. I just held her hand. Try to make it easy for her.
Doc's trying to tell you he ain't practiced in 12 years because Doc ain't supposed to.
I did nothing unethical. A man has to be kind. The only way that's left to him.
Dying girl and a fifth of bourbon had Doc that way, huh?
Well,
how long's this girl been here?
I called you misters right when it happened. Couldn't be more than 20, 30 minutes since.
Either of you ever seen this girl before?
I've been sitting on my front stoop for years and years. This particular honey girl is a total stranger to me.
To you too, Doc?
To Doc Roundtree, too.
Where's her purse?
Now, you could stick your nose in every cranny of my rooming house, mister. You won't find it, because she didn't have one.
You mean...
Like you see her now is how she was when she fell to my feet. All she was carrying was this knife cut. That and a very pained expression around her mouth.
No identification?
Just what Doc said. She's dying. Oh, baby, honey, baby. Fever, huh? You just let Gwen.
Act of compassion. Miss Victor rinses out a towel, clean, in Hotel Emerson, Baltimore, Maryland. Embroidered in blue, lays it against the girl's forehead. And Miss Victor gains thereby an approving nod from Mr. Doc Roundtree. Then the two of them, alerted to reality by the sound the street makes, look at each other, then down at the girl, then up at me, then shake their heads. Tenement tableau. Stay with it until the stretcher is brought in, until a wounded girl is lifted up and taken away. Then leave. Home now, and 2 more pages of the novel while coffee boils. 2 more pages propped against the sugar bowl. Bed, and finish the chapter a few seconds before sleep. Next day, look at it through the window, yawn at it, make silent comment about it. And all the day does back at you is get later. So get dressed, get with it. Breakfast and headquarters and the entrance upon the arena of life with a gladiator who just happens to be named Tartaglia.
Danny?
Come on in, Gino. Well, what's in your mind?
I bring you this. There is no frigate like a book to bear us lands away.
What?
I give you a book which I have finished and which gave me great enjoyment, which is now yours so that you can also enjoy. The fact that it is bound in paper is no reason why you should knock it.
Well, I'm not knocking it, Gino. I think it's very nice of you
In the twanger, perhaps you will find a new hero, even as I did.
That's the hero's name, the twanger?
A guitar-playing fellow who goes about the world having adventures. I tell you, Danny, I've read a lot of books in my time. But this fellow, when he lays aside his guitar, how two-fisted can you get?
Gino, please.
Pardon me. I guess I was carried away.
What else have you got for me?
A solitary item. Identification on the girl who was found late yesterday stabbed from a moving car.
Oh? Who is she?
From fingerprints taken from her by technical and code numbers wired post-haste to Washington and return, she is none other than Sybil Crane.
None other than...
Sybil Crane, formerly employed in the factory which undertook the manufacture of government-contracted items, which is why her prints are on file.
Who does she work for, Gino?
Superior Tool and Die, as a bookkeeper, Danny. Here.
Yeah?
Here's the address right here. And here, if you're going out, take the book I brought in case you stop for a sandwich or something, you can start it. Oh, you're gonna like it, Danny.
Quad car ride. Downtown along the river and past the strollers who hold hands in Maytime. And past the bench sitters and pigeon feeders and the boat watchers. Day where spring joins up with summer. The chemistry of which produces something sad and sunny. A breeze made specially for the hair. And a smile made specially for the season. Left turn on 17th Street. Find an address. Superior Tool and Die Company. Show a badge. Get nodded inside. And wait, but only for a moment, because a young lady appears who has a badge of her own, who wears her visored hat on top of a platinum bun, who tells you she's been assigned to you, and let's go. Through drill press, where things get drilled, she points out to you. Through drop hammer, where, well, watch. You see? And lathe and shears, and delivers you, unscathed but more rounded, to the office of Mr. John Woodley, head of the bookkeeping department, who is waiting for you.
It's, Mr. Clover, isn't it?
That's right.
Also, the gate phoned me you were from the police.
Right. A girl who used to work here, Sybil Crane.
Well?
Would you mind calling your personnel man or whoever? I'd like to have a look at her personnel records.
What do you want to know?
Look,
Now, wait a minute. I just asked you something. What do you want to know? Miss Crane worked right through that door. I can tell you all...
Then tell me.
Bright girl. I paid her a young fortune. Well...
Well, what?
Well, practically, for a girl, she was a bookkeeper. You know what bookkeepers get, don't you?
No.
Miss Crane got top salary. More than anyone in the department.
Employer, employee, that's all, huh?
Well, that's all. Even if I'd had any ideas. Well, did you ever take out a girl where everything's a formula? Name anything, and Sybil's got it broken down into numbers. Real bright. Maybe a genius. Excellent education.
Why isn't she working here now?
She wanted a real big raise. You'd think the company made a mint here, the amount she wanted. It just occurs to me, a policeman asking about her. Why?
It was in the papers this morning.
Well, I haven't looked at the papers. Does that make me uncooperative?
She was stabbed.
Is she dead?
She wasn't when I talked to the hospital last.
I hope she holds on. She dies, and there goes a fine mind. Very shrewd. Analytical, that's the word I was looking for. Oh, it'd be a real loss. What else can I do for you?
Well, just get me her employment card.
Questions, I mean.
Just get the card, Mr. Woodley. I'll wait.
Danny?
Huh? Oh, how's Miss Crane, Doctor?
The thread that holds her life,
Then
Danny.
she's still alive.
Alive? Yes, I suppose you would say that she was a... From Miss Crane's room, come on. The visitor, the lady, Miss Victor, she said her name was.
Oh, baby. Poor baby doll. Look at her. Look at her dead. She's dead, ain't she, Doc?
Yes.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do?
Miss Victor.
$1,000 reward. How do you like that? A G-note for the
Please,
dirty louse
this is a hospital.
Take your hands back where they belong. $1,000, baby doll. Reward. We'll find out who killed you. Look at her. Dead to the world.
You are listening to Broadway's My Beat, written by Morton Fine and David Friedkin, and starring Larry Thor as Detective Danny Clover. Savings bonds are a gift to appreciate. If you have received one, you can be happy for yourself and proud of the giver, because United States savings bonds guarantee interest at 3% if left to maturity. They offer security. Because they help Uncle Sam fight inflation and pay for defense, they are a patriotic gesture as well. Now and in the future, United States savings bonds can be the difference between security and uncertainty in the lives of the loved ones. Buy them regularly, where you work or where you bank.
The sunlight of a new morning strays through a springtime breeze, and for an instant, Broadway stops running, poises the cheek for the splatter of warmth, token that a fresh day is at hand, assurance that the nighttime is finally done and you can start to forget what happened last night. And the avenue is suddenly glitter, speckles of light to be held in the hand like a promise. But across the street, suddenly, the early trumpet spills out of the loudspeaker, signal for morning's first frenzy. The blonde blows a kiss to nobody at all, and close by, a man leans against a doorway, spins a keychain, and grins. Broadway leaps into another day. And at headquarters, time for consideration, with tools at hand. Cigarette, warm coffee, glazed donut with most of the glaze missing, and Detective Muggovan, who likes them that way.
It's funny. At home, I can't eat breakfast. I get here to work, 4 donuts, no trouble at all.
You mind if I tell you look it?
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to start taking off the weight.
Dennison checking on the background of Sybil Crane?
That Dennison's a good boy.
Thanks so much for the information, Muggovan. I've been wondering for the last 9 days what kind of boy Dennison...
Yeah, he's checking.
Mind if I ask you something?
Why should I mind?
Have you checked with Dennison to see whether he's found out anything for me?
He hasn't found out a thing. Nothing we don't already know.
Thanks.
Better employment record on your desk?
Mm-hmm.
See it? Thanks. If Sybil Crane didn't lie when she was filling this out, she's a real brain, huh? That's funny.
What?
She left Woodley's employ a year ago, and what she did after that, like she vanished. Now get it.
Don't bother. Danny Clover speaking.
You the man with the reward?
What?
In this morning's paper, $1,000 for information
Who
leading
is
to...
this?
I'm Mary Dixon. I have information concerning, well, what the papers say about Sybil Crane. Where this information will lead to depends entirely upon how...
Where can I find you, Miss Dixon?
I am presently employed as 22nd floor maid of the Moral Arms Hotel. When may I expect you?
About 10 minutes.
Make it a half hour, Mr. Clover. Then I'll be on the roof having my lunch. The 3rd redwood chair from the chimney.
In a half hour, Miss Dixon.
I'm Dixon. And you?
Police.
Uh-huh.
Well, a little while ago, you...
Yeah, I did. You know, there's never been a time in my life I wanted $1,000 as much as I do right now. In this weather, oh, what a woman could do with $1,000.
All right. Sybil Crane's murder. Let's start with that.
She used to live here in this hotel. Corner suite, 15th floor. I was working 15. It's how I got to know her.
You'll tell me how, won't you, Miss Dixon?
Uh-huh, I will. I noticed Sybil first of all because, well, on my shift she was never out of her room. I'd make the bed. She'd sit on the floor and read to herself from a book. Never go out. One day I said, "What's so good in the book, Miss Crane?" And she told me. And from then on...
From then on, what?
From then on, she got me to read a lot of books. I'd finish one list, and then she'd start me on another. Like a private teacher. I don't know what was with it, but I enjoyed. I learned things I never dreamed they wrote about.
And that's the information you want $1,000 for.
Uh-huh. That and how she'd call up room service on my time off, and we'd eat together, and have a couple of cocktails, and talk. And then Bud would join us for culture.
Bud?
Bud Anderson, bellhop. He also got a lot of culture from Sybil, including more material things. Bud Anderson.
Is he...
No, he don't jump bells here anymore. He's got a shop of his own, 23rd and Lexington. His name right over the word books. Success story, huh? Bellhop to books to killer.
You're sure that he's a killer, Miss Dixon?
You talk to Bud, then send me the grand. Care of the Lincoln Suite, this hotel, huh? $30 a day a suite, and Dixon'll be in it. Care for a banana?
And she peeled it for me, and took it in good grace when I refused. Waved me farewell with it. Lexington Avenue now, and bookstore. Anderson over the word books, which was over the legend, new, used, and rare. And inside, the zones of silence which follow around the browsers given to the mood literary. And to be noted, the round lady under the section marked Metaphysics, peering close at titles. Also the young boy searching knowledge in the large dictionary. Also the man in the back speaking into the phone.
Information you could possibly want about the child is in this volume. Yes, step by step. Yes, that's the one, the book recommended by Dr. Douglas. Yes, that's right here in the table of contents. Of course, I'll send it right out to you. Thank you. Now, sir, what can I do for you?
Your name, Bud Anderson?
Just browse around.
Police.
Oh.
It's about Sybil Crane.
And?
A friend of yours, wasn't she?
And?
Mind if I make a suggestion, Bud?
Uh-huh.
Get the sign that says closed and hang it on the door. Explain to your customers that you're on your way to jail
for what?
Offhand, let's just say suspicion of murder.
Well, she liked me. She gave me dough. I opened this shop.
That's all, huh?
Strictly a business proposition.
You used to be a bellhop at the Moreland Arms, didn't you, Bud?
I used to be a lot of things. Most of them, like everybody else, I don't talk about. But, yeah, once a bellhop. Day fellow with the bags. I was studying to be a teacher, an honest-to-goodness teacher of tots, and I needed money for school. Get the picture?
Keep going.
Oh, industrious, work days, study nights. Then guess. Sure you can. I met Sybil Crane. Instead of a tip for carrying her luggage, she gave me a smile. Later, I brought her back change. Months later, the conversation got around to this. Don't be a teacher, Bud. Be a book salesman.
How'd she get the money to set you up in business?
Her brain. I merely mentioned my love of books.
Just like that, huh?
Sure, very brilliant girl. Could afford anything she wanted, which is very intelligent. You'll agree.
Who killed her?
Not I. That's the best answer I can give you for that question. Pardon me. Anderson's bookshop. Yes, Mrs. Poe. Well, I'm not sure. Wait, I'll look at the table.
And leave him, and in Store Arcade pass the eager, fleet-fingered probing of an old man through bookstall of stained and ancient books. Solution to the swift loss of another May Day, perhaps to be found in the rack marked textbooks, used, mathematics. And into street now, walk with May problem for policemen. A girl flung from a car into nighttime of Tenement Street. Girl picked up kindly, carried to vacancy in a rooming house. Girl called for, carried to another room where her dying became official. Murder of Sybil Crane. Problem. Walk with it. And it becomes a cube pile of police headquarters, and it becomes tangents of sunlight splintering off dark cylinder of corridor. And something else.
Why, you miserable, dirty, useless old stray dog! You think I'd let you near me? Huh! Not with a 10-foot push broom. You booze hound! No good stray booze hound! You think I'd let you... Why, good afternoon there, Mr. Clover.
Yeah, come on in and enjoy the afternoon, Danny.
What goes on here, Muggavan?
It's just that the Doc here and me have come to the point of me kissing him off, Mr. Clover. Doc and me...
You're fat, that's what you are, Gwen. And that fancy red hair you're wearing is nothing but a dirty old lie.
Enjoying yourself, Muggavan?
Yeah.
My office. You think I deserve a piece of what's making you feel so good?
Well, sure you do, Danny. A little while ago, there was a riot call. It seems Miss Victor here and Doc Roundtree here got to tapping each other with empty gin bottles.
We didn't need you, gentlemen. The doctor and I could have settled it quite peacefully. It was just that
Fancy, hoity-toity, listen to her. Gentlemen, quite peacefully, the doctor and I. All that money oil your tongue, Gwen? All of a sudden, you're rich. And all of a sudden, that makes you a lady, Gwen.
Why, you low-down, good-for-nothing quack! Quack, quack, quack!
Someone going to tell me what this is all about?
Make her tell you. Make her tell you. Make her tell you where she got all that money. Money for awards, money for operation. Go on, make her.
Well, Miss Victor?
Well, I've been an ailing woman for the last 5 years. And I need to have a doctor go over me, a good doctor with a diploma. And if he happens to recommend an operation, why, it just so happens I'm in a position now to recompense him for his services.
I'm a good doctor. I'm a good doctor, old moneybags.
I shall not even discuss it, if that's your opinion of yourself.
Operations are expensive, Miss Victor.
Yeah, don't I know, Mr. Clover? I've been putting a little aside for mine for 5 years.
Liar! Tell him how you got the money.
Crack, crack, crack!
I'll tell you where she got it. That dying girl, that Miss Crane. Gwen was at her all day to whisper her name to her. And she did. And Gwen here...
All the fuss. I just happened to mention to Mr. Woodley down at the Superior Tool and Die place, I just mentioned it to him, that poor girl said his name before she died, and he...
He what? He what, Miss Victor?
Why, he just turned his back to me and from somewhere pulled out a fistful of money and shoved it right
into my... Have them locked up, Muggavan, then meet me downstairs.
Oh, Doc. Now look what you went and done.
Gwen, dearie, I didn't mean it.
Get with it, Muggavan.
It's quite a factory they have here, huh, Danny?
Uh-huh.
You're not going to believe this, but I've always wanted a little shop of my own.
I believe it, Muggavan.
Hey, you know what that thing over there is? That's a Yoder hammer. You know what they cost?
I used to know, but I forgot. I don't want to know anymore.
You know what the trouble with you is, Danny?
Don't tell me. Just knock on the door.
Oh, hello, Clover. They phoned me from up front you were on your way. Well, what are you doing here?
I brought a friend around I want you to meet. Mr. Woodley, Detective Mugg.
Hi.
Come on in. Now, better? Less noise? You can concentrate easier? What do you want?
The factory makes you irritable, huh?
Look, I'm busy.
Yeah.
How much money did you pay off to Gwen Victor, Mr. Woodley?
Who?
A dame who whispered a name to you.
I'm supposed to have an idea what you're talking about?
A real good one. We'll just add the word blackmail, and you can take it from there.
Blackmail? Why should I pay anybody blackmail?
That's a good question. We'll take them one at a time. First, Gwen Victor paid her blackmail because she walked in here and said she knew a dying girl.
Dying girl named Sybil Crane.
Gwen found the girl with a knife wound, knew she was dying, took her home, sat with her for a day until she mentioned a name. Yours.
We got a nice place here. You notice that case of fittings near the drill press?
Now the question arises, relation between you and Sybil.
You'd be surprised how much those fittings cost per each.
Danny.
Hmm?
Now, there was quite a girl. Wasn't she quite a girl, Woodley?
Well, and how much profit there is in those fittings, and how many ways a bookkeeper can split that profit and still come out tidy. I can show you with pencil and paper.
You're not paying attention, Woodley.
I heard every word you say. And I want to tell you something.
Well, go ahead.
I gave Gwen Victor part of the bookkeeping profits. Well, what kind of a fellow would you think of me if I wouldn't offer you the same arrangement?
Forget it, Woodley.
More. You'd be surprised the number you could ask for before I'd say ouch.
Sybil made you say ouch, didn't she? That's why you got rid of her.
Just a nothing type girl, fellas.
That's the way we heard it.
Smart girl.
Very.
Especially with figures. Adding, subtracting, dividing.
Nothing type.
She was living in a $30 a day suite, Woodley. Gave people money to go into business. And she didn't have a job.
What'd she have on you, Woodley? Why were you paying off?
Look, why don't you guys talk sense?
All right, get off it, Buster. You're all through buying people.
Why were you paying off?
I liked her. I gave her little bonuses from time to time.
Let me tell you what's going to happen now, Woodley. Right now, right at this second, one of our men is going from bank to bank. He's going to find out where Sybil kept her money. He's going to find out how much she had, how often she made deposits.
The company's got a few nice contracts. Choice, cost plus.
You've been stealing.
Let me tell it, will you?
I'm sorry.
She helped. She showed me a way of juggling would knock your eye out, set up a system of books for me, and quit.
And you had to keep paying her.
10 times her salary each week.
She wanted more, so you killed her, huh?
10 times her salary. You know what it comes to? Half for you, half for him. Know how you could live?
Danny?
Uh-huh.
Isn't he spunky?
Yes, he is. You go far. Let's go, Mr. Woodley. Twilight touches Broadway now. It's quitting time. The subway hour of tired faces. Blue plate special time. But soon will be the instant when a man will dart from a doorway, beckon over his shoulder to another. Then mob will gather and scream its heart out at the night. It's Broadway, the gaudiest, the most violent, the lonesomest mile in the world. Broadway, my beat.
Broadway's My Beat stars Larry Thor as Detective Danny Clover, with Charles Calvert as Tartaglia and Jack Crucian as Muggavan. The program is produced and directed by Elliott Lewis, with musical score composed and conducted by Alexander Courage. In tonight's story, Joseph Kearns was heard as Woodley. Featured in the cast were Martha Wentworth, Sandra Gould, Paul Richards, and Joe Granby. Bill Anders speaking. This coming Monday night, CBS Radio's Suspense completes radio's first dramatization of Shakespeare's tragic masterpiece, Othello, starring Richard Widmark and Kathy and Elliott Lewis. Remember, it's Othello, brought to life in a gripping radio adaptation by those masters of high-tension drama, the producers of Suspense. Hear it this coming Monday night on most of these same CBS radio stations. Suspense. America's 45 million radio families listen most to the CBS Radio Network.
"72 years ago, May 9th, 1953, Broadway is My Beat on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Well, I can tell you that coming up on our Saturday program, we will have Dragnet starring Jack Webb and The Big Joke from 1953, Dangerous Assignment in an episode from 1950 starring Brian Dunleavy, and that episode entitled Lecturing Professors. Big Town, starring Edward Pauley from 1949, and A Confession. and an episode of Suspense from 1954, also under the direction of Elliot Lewis, The Last Days of John Dillinger. It stars Van Heflin. And we'll wrap it all up with an episode of The Couple Next Door. That's coming up on our Saturday program. On Sunday, The Enormous Radio, an episode of the CBS Radio Workshop that has always fascinated me. I think you'll enjoy it. The Man Called X from 1951 and The Elusive Countess. I Won't Die Alone, an episode of The Mysterious Traveler from 1948. And Lights Out, It Happened. Arch Obler's great show. We'll get to comedies on Monday with episodes of My Friend Irma from 1953, Groucho Marx and You Bet Your Life from 1954, Bob Hope with guest Peter Lorre from 1947, and an episode of the CBS Radio Workshop entitled The Long Way Home. That's all coming up. And that's not strictly comedy. It's just one of those things go, what if? It is a what if story. That's all coming up. Got a lot of great stuff coming up here in the next few days on Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox. I want to thank Adele for stopping by classicradio.stream and using the Buy Me a Coffee function to buy me a few Dr. Peppers. It was really greatly appreciated. You can do the same by going to classicradio.stream to support the podcast. Coming up next here, we will have an episode of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
In time of disaster, natural or nuclear, medical aid may not be available. That's why one member of each family should take a Red Cross first aid or home nursing course now.
That is the best thing you can do for your family. It really is. Alrighty, the New Adventures of Sherlock Holmes ran through 1947. And at the end of part of that series, Basil Rathbone got tired of playing the character of Sherlock Holmes. He moved away from it, and Tom Conway came in. Nigel Bruce stayed in for another 39 episodes as Dr. Watson, got lead billing on the show, and then when they both left the show, not they both, but Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce, John Stanley continued on in a new series, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, along with Alfred Shirley playing Dr. Watson. We'll hear one of those episodes today from 77 years ago, May 9th, 1948. This episode entitled The Illustrious Client.
From New York City, the makers of Clipper Craft Clothes for Men and 1,036 leading retail stores from coast to coast present the world's most famous detective, Sherlock Holmes. This week's story, The Adventure of the Illustrious Client. Well, here we are again in Dr. Watson's famous study. He has just given us a tall frosted glass that clinks pleasantly and is now rearranging his notes and papers.
There now, Mr. Harris, we're all set, as you say in America.
Good. Then let's get on with it, as you say in England, Doctor.
Yes. But tonight I think I'll tell you how Holmes disillusioned a charming young lady and consequently saved her from what is commonly called a fate worse than death. Yes, but before we begin to get too involved in that rather complicated affair, Mr. Harris, you'd better say a few words on a subject that's very appropriate at this particular season of the year.
A very good idea, Dr. Watson. Here's a fact you ought to know. There's no reason in the world for you to pay high prices for a beautifully tailored, smartly styled suit of clothes. Not with Clipper Craft available. Clipper Craft clothes feature long-wearing fabrics, are superbly made, and better than fairly priced, despite rising costs of materials and manufacturing. There's a big reason Clipper Craft clothes are priced so modestly. It's the famous Clipper Craft plan, concentrating the buying power of 1,036 of the nation's finest stores from coast to coast, providing steady year-round operation, lowering manufacturing and distribution costs. It makes available the finest suits you've ever seen for only $40 to $47.50. Handsome tropicals at $33.75 to $40, and sport jackets at only $26.50. Naturally, more fine stores than ever are welcoming the Clippercraft plan. These are the days it really goes to work for you. Compare Clippercraft with clothes selling for many dollars more. And now, back to the young lady who was about to be rescued by Mr. Sherlock Holmes, no less.
Right. It was September the 3rd, 1903. A few years after my marriage, if you remember. Well, I dropped around to Baker Street in the middle of the afternoon. There was Holmes lying on the sofa, pipe in hand, a piece of letter paper dangling from his long, lean fingers. But the thing that surprised me most was the appearance of the room itself. Hello, I say, Holmes, what's up? Have we reached the millennium?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm alluding to the unprecedented tidiness of the room.
That. It's Mrs. Hudson's doing.
Oh.
She's got wind of the fact that I'm expecting a call from Sir James Damery this afternoon, and she took a mean advantage of my being out of the house this morning to commit this atrocity.
Oh, not a bad idea, either.
I won't be able to find anything for weeks. And my hair, look at it.
Oh, don't tell me Mrs. Hudson made you brush it.
Women are tyrants, Watson. Tyrants.
Oh, rubbish. I say, what's all this about Sir James Damery? What does he want?
Beyond this charming note which says he'll be here at 4:30 and that the matter is extremely delicate and important, I know about as much about the matter as you do, which is absolutely nothing.
Well, I'm glad to hear you admit it. I say, look here, Holmes, isn't this chap Damery a pretty important person in the diplomatic service?
Quite.
Oh.
Hello? Isn't that a carriage I hear drawing up in front of our house?
Oh, by Jove. It's a handsome turnout, Holmes. 2 men on the box.
Yes, I don't imagine that carriage belongs to Sir James himself. He must be acting for someone else. By Jove, the crest on the door. Aha, so it's as serious as that.
I say, Holmes, you've got deuced good eyesight. I can't make out the crest at all.
That's just as well, my dear Watson. Just as well. Ah, here comes Damery himself.
Oh, I say, he is a handsome fellow, eh?
Yes, a splendid fellow. Honest and understanding and clever. Deuced clever, my dear Watson.
Oh, I suppose you say that because he had the intelligence to come to you instead of going to Scotland Yard.
Oh, rubbish.
Oh, look at Mrs. Hudson opening the door to him. All starched up, her face as red as a beet.
Yes, she'll talk about this for weeks. Dear, dear women. She'll go into raptures over the colour of his eyes, the fit of his coat, Come in, come in.
It's Sir James Damery to see you, sir.
Well, ask him to come in.
Yes, sir. Just be so good as to step this way, your lordship.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget to close the door, Mrs. Hudson.
Oh, no, sir.
You've created quite a little flutter in our household, Sir James, as you can see.
It's so good of you to see me, Mr. Holmes, and this, I take it, is Dr. Watson. I hope to find you here. Delighted to make your acquaintance, my dear doctor.
The pleasure's mine, I'm sure.
Won't you sit down, sir?
Thank you. Dr. Watson's collaboration may be vital, Mr. Holmes, for we are dealing on this occasion with a violent and ruthless man. I may safely say there is no more dangerous man in Europe.
I have outwitted several opponents to whom that flattering term has been applied. Who is this paragon, Sir James?
Have you ever heard of Baron Gruener?
The Austrian murderer.
So, you have already sized him up as a murderer.
It's my business to follow the details of continental crime. I'm as sure that he killed his wife at the time of the so-called accident at Flugen Pass as if I'd seen him do it.
Yes.
I knew also that he'd come to England and was convinced that sooner or later he'd find some work to do.
Then you sympathize with the client in whose interest I'm acting?
Yes. And I guessed you were only an intermediary. Who's the principal?
Mr. Holmes, I must beg you not to press that question. It is important that his honored name should not be dragged into the matter.
I'm accustomed to have mystery at one end of my cases, Sir James, but not at both. I fear I must decline.
May I at least lay the facts of the case before you?
By all means.
You have no doubt heard of General De Murville?
Oh, De Murville, the Iron General of Khyber fame, the old bulldog. Why, I remember the great day of...
Watson, don't interrupt.
Oh, very well.
Well, the old bulldog has a daughter, Violet De Murville, young, rich, and beautiful. It is this daughter, this lovely, innocent girl whom we are endeavoring to save from that fiend Gruener.
He has some hold over her?
She's in love with him, Mr. Holmes. At least she thinks she has a mad infatuation. She's obsessed by the man and proposes to marry him next month.
Well, there's very little her family can do, as she is of age and has a will of iron.
Oh, her father's daughter, eh?
Watson.
Oh, sorry.
Does she know about the Austrian episode?
The rascal has told her every unsavory public scandal of his past life.
Foolhardy, eh, Holmes?
But always in such a way as to make himself out to be an innocent martyr.
Cunning devil.
But surely, Sir James, you've let out the name of your client. It must be General De Murville.
I could deceive you, Mr. Holmes, by saying so.
My dear Damery, it takes more than that to deceive me.
Yes, I suppose so. Let us say, then, that my client is an old friend who has known the General intimately for years and has taken a paternal interest in the girl since she wore short frocks. It was his suggestion that you should be called in.
Very flattering. Your problem interests me, Sir James. I'm prepared to look into it.
Excellent. In case of developments, you can reach me at the Carlton Club.
And the Baron's address?
Vernon Lodge near Kingston. It's a large house. He has been fortunate in some shady speculations and is a rich man, worse luck.
Yes, that makes him all the more dangerous as an antagonist. Can you give me any further information about him? His personal habits, I mean?
He has expensive tastes. A horse fancier, plays polo, collects books, women. And is a recognized authority on Chinese pottery, has even written a book on the subject.
Chinese pottery. A complex mind, like most great criminals. Well, Sir James, you will inform your client that I am undertaking the case of the Baron Gruener.
I am exceedingly grateful, Mr. Holmes.
Not at all.
Well, good luck, gentlemen, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, dear me, this is a delicate situation, eh?
Well, Watson, any news?
Well, I should think you'd better see the young lady herself.
De Murville's daughter? No. That's more or less of a last resort. No young woman in love is ever very reasonable. And Violet has her father's determination in all probability. No, first of all, I think I shall consult Shinwell Johnson.
Shinwell Johnson? Who's he?
Well, suppose we meet for lunch tomorrow at Simpson's. I'll ask him to drop around with any information he's been able to pick up. Don't disappoint me, Watson.
Oh, no.
I think I may be able to introduce you to a colorful personality.
Oh, I'll be there, never fear.
Another glass of claret, waiter.
Yes, sir.
Well, Watson, Johnson's on the prowl. He may pick up some garbage in the dark recesses of the underworld. But it's down there that we must look for Baron Gruener's secrets.
Yes, but who's this Shinwell Johnson fellow?
An ex-convict whom I've succeeded in reforming. Served 2 terms at Parkhurst.
Oh.
Consequently, he has the entree to every nightclub, doss house, and gambling den in town. An ideal agent for gaining information, Watson.
Yes, but if Miss Violet's not affected by what she already knows, why should any discovery of Mr. Johnson's change her mind?
Who knows, Watson? Woman's heart and mind are insoluble puzzles to the male. Murder might be condoned or explained, and yet some smaller offense might rankle. As Baron Gruener remarked this morning, you can't...
So you've seen him?
Well, to be sure, didn't I tell you?
No.
Oh, dear me, how careless of me. I always like to meet my adversary eye to eye and find out for myself the stuff that he's made of.
But didn't he recognize you?
Naturally, I sent in my card.
Oh, you are a character, Holmes.
An excellent antagonist, this Baron Gruener. A real aristocrat of crime. Cool as ice. And as poisonous as a cobra.
I rather thought I should see you sooner or later, Mr. Holmes. I understand you have been engaged to prevent my marriage to the daughter of General De Murville.
Quite, Baron Gruener.
My dear fellow, you will only ruin your famous reputation. Let me advise you to draw off at once.
Dear me, that was the very advice I was about to give you. If you persist in this marriage, you'll raise a swarm of powerful enemies. Is the game worth it? Surely you'll be wiser if you let the lady alone. You can hardly wish certain facts about your past to be brought to her notice.
Oh, pardon my amusement, Mr. Holmes. But it's most amusing to see you trying to play a hand with no cards in it.
So? You think I hold no cards, my dear Baron? Let me assure you I have several aces up my sleeve.
Bluff, Mr. Holmes. Perhaps you don't realize that I hold the affection of this lady in spite of all the unhappy incidents of my past. I've also told her that certain wicked and designing persons, I hope you recognize yourself, would come to her and try to poison her mind against me. I also told her how to treat them. You've heard of post-hypnotic suggestion? If you call on Violet, you will have an opportunity to see how it works. Dear little Violet. Such a delightful subject for hypnotism.
The hypnotic spell can be broken, my friend.
Only by a stronger personality. Oh, by the way, Mr. Holmes,
Did you know Lebrun, the French agent?
I did.
Do you know what happened to him?
Yes, he was beaten and crippled for life.
Quite true. Mr. Holmes, by a curious coincidence, he had been inquiring into my affairs only a week before. Don't do it, Mr. Holmes. It's not, lucky.
Nasty brute. I say, Holmes, you better watch yourself. He'll stop at nothing.
Quite. 2 attempts have already been made on my life, Watson. I always disregard the blusterer, but this is the sort of chap who says rather less than he means. Oh, but look, here comes Shinwell Johnson.
Huh?
The red-faced fellow with the beefy jowls and the tremendous gold watch chain.
But I say, who's his companion? The young woman, I mean, with a pale, intense look. She looks as if she'd lived a bit, Holmes.
Yes, a dark page from Baron Gruener's past, I imagine. Good afternoon, Shinwell.
Good afternoon, Mr. Holmes.
Waiter, bring an extra chair for the lady.
Yes.
It's better.
This here is Miss Kitty Winter.
Oh, how do you do?
What she don't know about the Baron, but she'll speak for herself. I found her within an hour after I heard from you. Quick work, eh, Mr. Holmes?
I'm easy to find. The gutter, London, gets me every time. Same address for Porky Shinwell, but by cripes, Gruener ought to be...
Yes. Then I gather we have your good wishes, Miss Winter.
Look at me. What I am, Albert Gruener made me. If I can help put him where he belongs, I'm yours to the death rattle.
You know how the matter stands?
He's after some other poor fool. Wants her to marry him this time, eh? Don't you know enough about him to keep any decent girl in her senses from...
She's not in her senses. She's in love. She knows pretty much all about it.
She knows about the murder?
Yes.
Good Lord, she must have a nerve.
She puts it all down to slander. We want proofs. Can you help us?
Proofs? I think I'm proof enough. Let her take a look at me and listen to what I can tell her.
Would you be willing to do it?
Wouldn't I, though?
Remember, he's told her most of his past.
I'll wager he didn't tell her all. I'll bet she don't know he's got a book. A brown leather book with a lock. He must have been drunk that night or he wouldn't have showed it to me.
What kind of a book?
That devil collects women, Mr. Holmes, like some men collect butterflies. And he's proud of his collection. He's got it all in that book. Snapshot photographs, names, details, everything. If you could only lay hands on that book. He's probably got her in there with the rest of us by this time. She'd like that, wouldn't she?
Where is this book?
It's more than a year since I was in his study. I knew where it was kept then. Do you know his house?
I've been in his study.
I'll hand it to you for being on the job. Maybe he's met his match this time.
Well, the outer study is where he keeps his Chinese crockery. A big glass cupboard between the windows. Then behind his desk is a door that leads to the inner study. It's in there that he keeps his papers and things.
Well, isn't he afraid of burglars?
Say what you like, he's no coward. He can look after himself. Besides, there's a burglar alarm at night.
I see. If we could get into that study, Miss Winter, do you think you could show us where that book's hidden?
Sure.
Oh, but look here, Holmes, you can't go breaking into a strange house. It's against the law.
Quite, and I wouldn't dream of doing it, except as a last resort. But come along, Miss Winter. We'll see how far our legal efforts get us before we turn to other tactics.
What do you mean?
Suppose we just drop in on Miss De Murville for a little chat.
What a pretty drawing room. It's been a long time since You won't believe it, Mr. Holmes, when I tell you I once had a nice home, too.
Obviously, my dear, I can tell by your hands you were a lady. The rough talk you assumed to cover it up didn't fool me for a minute.
Oh, sir, I'm so nervous. I don't know if I can go through with it.
Courage, Kitty. It'll be over in a minute. Quiet, someone's coming. Miss De Murville, if I'm not mistaken.
Mr. Holmes, I presume.
Quite.
Pray be seated. I've been expecting a visit from you. You have called, as I understand, to malign my fiancé, Baron Gruener. It's only fair to warn you, Mr. Holmes, that you're wasting your time. Nothing you can say will have the slightest effect on my mind.
My dear young woman, I wonder if you realize what it means to be married to a murderer. And worse. His reputation will bar you from decent society in any civilized country. How can a woman of your upbringing consent to...
Mr. Holmes, I'm aware that my fiancé has had a stormy life, in which he has incurred bitter hatreds. You are only the last of a series to slander him. Don't think that I don't know your motive. You're a paid agent, who would have been equally willing to act for the Baron if he'd consented to pay your price. But he refused.
Really, Miss De Murville?
Moreover, Mr. Holmes, I am not clear why you should bring this person into my drawing room. I haven't the slightest notion who she is.
No? Well, I'll tell you who I am. I'm his last victim. He'll kill you, that's what he'll do. It may be a broken back or a broken heart, but he'll break you one way or the other.
I don't need your protection, thank you.
Oh, it's not for love of you I'm speaking. I don't give a tinker's curse if you live or die. It's because I hate him, do you hear? And you needn't look at me like that. God knows you may be lower than I am before you're through.
Let me say once for all that I'm aware of 3 passages in my fiancé's life when he became entangled with designing women.
3 passages? 3 passages, she says. Oh, you fool. You fool. Wait till you see that book.
Compare Clippercraft with suits, tropicals, and sport jackets, selling for many dollars more. It's a wonderful way to prove to yourself how much you saved with Clippercraft. The fine local independent stores who sell Clippercraft clothes from coast to coast make a business of giving you more for your money. Your favorite store, the store you can trust, is back of the remarkable Clippercraft plan. The plan that concentrates the buying power of 136 of the nation's finest stores from coast to coast. And that's why you can buy luxurious long-wearing fabrics in Clippercraft suits for only $40 to $47.50. Fine tropicals at $33.75 to $40, and sport jackets for only $26.50. Ask any of the millions of men who wear Clippercraft clothes. For selling expensive clothes at inexpensive low prices at the nation's finest stores is the great big idea behind the Clippercraft plan. That's why men who know insist on Clippercraft clothes. So be sure to visit the Clippercraft store in your city.
These leading stores in the metropolitan area are proud to add their names to Clippercraft in your suits, top coats, sport jackets, and tropicals. In Manhattan, John Wanamaker Men's Stores, Broadway at 8th and 67 Liberty Street. Saks 34th, Broadway at 34th. In Brooklyn, Abraham and Strauss. In Newark, New Jersey, Boulevard Men's Shop, Kresge Newark. And in Jamaica, the B&B Clothes Shop, 16408 Jamaica Avenue.
Now to return to our adventure. In front of Sherlock Holmes' lodgings at 221B Baker Street, we find an excited crowd of people.
I say, have you heard the news, Sheet?
This is where he lives, the poor man. Oh, the poor man.
Look at the papers. A murderous attack on Sherlock Holmes.
They've murdered him? Do you hear that? They've murdered him.
It's an outrage. A man's not safe in the streets anymore.
But how did it happen?
2 ruffians outside the Cafe Regal. They beat him with sticks. He was picked up for dead.
Oh, he's dead. Isn't that dreadful? Sherlock Holmes is dead.
Let me through, I say. I'm a doctor.
Oh, he's a doctor. Let him through. He's a doctor.
Oh, confounded, the bell won't ring. What?
Oh, here you are at last, Dr. Watson. Praise be. Come in.
That's right. I've been out all afternoon, Mrs. Hudson. I've just got word. Is he badly hurt?
Oh, sir, they brought him in here all bleeding. They had to have that surgeon fella, Oakshott.
Oh, Sir Leslie Oakshott. Oh, then it is serious.
Yes, sir. He's been taking stitches in him and giving him morphine.
Do you think I can go up for a moment?
Well, that Sir What's-his-name said as Mr. Holmes was to have absolute quiet. I had to stuff the doorbell on account of the newspaper fellows.
Oh, yes, sir, quite right.
But Mr. Holmes kept saying he had to see you as soon as you came. So that surgeon fellow said, all right, but only for 10 minutes, mind.
Oh, good. I'll go right up.
Yes, sir. And let me know if he's wanting anything.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. It's all the Baron's doing, of course. Wait till I lay my hands on
Walk on tiptoe, Watson. This is not as bad as it seems.
Oh, thank God for that. Of course it's that rascal who set them on. I'll go and thrash the hide off him if you say so.
Good old Watson. No, it's not necessary. But there is something you can do for me.
Anything at all.
We haven't much time. I've just discovered that the Baron is planning to elope to South America with Miss De Murville day after tomorrow. Must be losing his nerve.
Well, what can we do in that short time?
You are to spend the next 24 hours in an intensive study of Chinese pottery.
Me? Chinese pottery? Holmes, you're delirious.
Not at all. Hand me that little box from the mantelpiece.
Which way? This one?
Yes, that's right. Only open it for me, will you, Watson? These clumsy bandages. I don't want to run any risk of breaking it.
Oh, I say. It's a beautiful little deep blue saucer wrapped in silk.
That is the real eggshell pottery of the Ming Dynasty. A complete set of it would be worth a king's ransom. The Baron would sell his soul for a set like that.
Well, what am I to do with it?
Here is your card.
Oh, yes, but this says Dr. Hill Barton, 369 Half Moon Street.
That is your name for tomorrow evening. You will call on Baron Gruener at 8:30. A note's already been set making the appointment and saying that you're bringing a specimen of an absolutely unique set of Ming china. You may as well be a medical man since you can play that part without duplicity. Don't want to put too much of a strain on your acting ability.
No, now, look here, Holmes.
Watson, you're not going to go back on me at a time like this.
Well, no, of course not. But I say, what if he won't see me?
He'll see you right enough. He has the collector's mania in its most acute form. The important thing is to cram up on Chinese pottery so you can carry on an intelligent conversation.
Well, I'll do my best.
Good. 8:30 tomorrow.
Righto.
Now, perhaps you'd better go. I'm afraid I feel a trifle weak.
I'll find out if the Baron will see you, sir.
I believe he's expecting me.
Very good, sir.
Dear me, I wish my knees had stopped wobbling about. Hung Wu and Young Lo, the writings of Tang Ying, the primitive periods of Sung and Yuan. Oh, dear me, this is dreadful.
This way, the Baron is in his study. The Chinese room, we call it. Dr. Barton, sir.
Oh, pray sit down, Doctor. Pray sit down.
Oh, thank you.
I was just looking over my treasures. Have you ever seen a richer glaze than this little Tang specimen there?
Oh, delightful.
Yes. Oh, have you the Ming saucer with you?
Oh, yes, indeed. I thought you might want to see it. Here it is. Let me unwrap it for you. There we are.
Oh, fine. Very fine indeed. And you say you have a set of 6 to correspond?
Oh, yes.
I only know of one in England to match this, and it is certainly not on the market. Would it be indiscreet, Dr. Barton, to ask how you obtained this?
Well, does it really matter? You can see the piece is genuine.
Oh, undoubtedly. But suppose I should discover later that you had no right to sell.
Oh, I'd guarantee you against any claim of that sort.
And what is your guarantee worth?
My bankers would answer that.
Yet on the whole, this business is very mysterious.
Well, you can do business or not as you like. I've given you the first offer because I understood you were a connoisseur.
Who told you so?
Well, you wrote a book on the subject, I believe.
Have you read the book?
No.
You are a collector with a valuable piece in your collection, and yet you have never troubled to consult the one book which would give you the real meaning and value of what you hold. Now, how do you explain that?
I'm a very busy man, a doctor in practice.
That's no answer. You said in your note you were a connoisseur.
So I am.
Well, what do you know of the Emperor Shomu? How do you associate him with the Shoso Inn near Nara?
Well, as a matter of
fact... Does that puzzle you? What about the northern Wei dynasty?
Oh, this is intolerable. I came here to do you a favor, not to be examined as if I were a schoolboy.
You're here as a spy. Sherlock Holmes sent you. Now, what's the game? You've made your way in here without leave. But you're not going to find it so easy to get out again. I thought the beating he got yesterday would be enough to scare him off. But if he wants a corpse to prove to him... Oh, what's that? Someone's in the inner study. Someone... Sherlock Holmes himself. Now, what in blazes are you doing here?
Just glancing through your diary. Rather lurid reading, my dear fellow. I wonder what Miss Violet will think of it.
Put that book down. Put it down, I say, you fool. My men bungled. I told them to kill you. Well, I'm going to complete the job myself.
Look out, Holmes, he's got a knife.
Oh, no, you don't. I've got a little score of my own to settle.
Oh, Kitty, what are you doing here?
Surprised to see me, eh? Thought I'd killed myself by this time. Well, I'm going to fix you.
Oh, now, really, Kitty. You're most amusing.
Go ahead and laugh. It'll be the last time. Very well, then.
Stop her, Watson.
Oh, can I do
Watson, why didn't you stop her?
She's blinded me. Vitriol is burning my eyes out. Water, for God's sake, water.
That'll spoil your looks.
The pain, I can't stand the pain. It's driving me crazy.
Now laugh. Why don't you laugh?
What a story, Doctor. And did Miss De Murville break off the engagement when she saw the Baron's love diary?
Oh, dear me, yes. Sir James came and collected it and the little saucer of Ming china the afternoon after her encounter with Gruener. The diary was in the Baron's own handwriting. There was no way of getting around that. The wages of sin, my dear Mr. Harris, the wages of sin. Be sure your faults will find you out.
Say, Doctor, apropos of nothing at all, was Mr. Holmes arrested for housebreaking?
Now, what an idea. Well, there was some rumor about a prosecution, I believe, but when the purpose is good and the client sufficiently illustrious, even the rigid British law becomes human and elastic. Holmes is yet to stand in the dock.
And the illustrious client, Doctor, did you ever find out who he was?
Well, I could make a good guess. On Sir James' second visit, I escorted him down to his carriage, and quite by accident, mind, I caught a glimpse of that coat of arms before Sir James threw his overcoat half out of the window to cover it.
And who was it, Doctor?
Oh, I couldn't dream of telling. Beyond the fact that he was a loyal friend and a chivalrous gentleman, and his coat of arms had 3 ostrich plumes on the top.
And, of course, you haven't the remotest idea.
Oh, certainly not.
And now, Doctor, how about giving our friends and listeners a hint about next week's story?
Next week? Now, let me see. Oh, yes, next week I think I'll tell you about some yellow roses that refused to die, and how they nearly caused the death of a lovely young second wife, who heard the voice of her husband's first wife calling to her from a watery grave.
The makers of Clippercraft Clothes and 1036 leading stores from coast to coast have brought you another in the new series of broadcasts featuring the world's most famous detective, Sherlock Holmes. Our stories are based upon the character Sherlock Holmes, created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Sherlock Holmes is played by John Stanley, Dr. Watson by Alfred Shirley, and the dramatizations are by Edith Meiser. Sherlock Holmes is produced and directed by Basil Lochran, with special music by Albert Berman. If you don't know your Clippercraft dealer, write Clippercraft, 200 Fifth Avenue, New York City. Be sure to listen next week to Sherlock Holmes in The Case of the Ever-Blooming Roses. This is Cy Harris speaking for Clippercraft Clothes. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
You got 1,038 stores instead of 1,038 stores. Clippercraft suits the third advertiser that was Sherlock Holmes' sponsor in the U.S. It was originally, of course, Petri Wine. Then it became Kreml Hair Tonic when Rathbone left. Now Clippercraft Suits. 77 years ago, May 9th, 1948, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. I enjoy doing these podcasts, and it is a refreshing way to enjoy. Well, hey, it's fun. It really is. It's a blast doing all of this. And I want to thank Adele again. She went to classicradio.stream and said so many nice things about our show. Said, "You are my escape. Thanks for all the great programming and historical context. Classic Radio Theater is a true gem." I didn't say that. Well, I said it, but I didn't say it. Those are Adele's words. And you could drop us over at classicradio.stream. Always enjoy not only hearing from you, but dropping a couple of bucks in the kitty helps us get toward final retirement. Heaven forbid, although I don't see me retiring from this for quite some time. Up next, a program I've always referred to as the red-headed stepchild of suspense, Escape. And this is about the time machine, the H.G. Wells story. That's next.
Should public utilities fail in time of disaster, refrigerated foods must be either cooked or eaten before they spoil. If this can't be done, throw it away.
Though one of the things you can do now is get something like an EcoFlow, one of these battery backup systems that have these huge batteries, and they will keep your refrigerator going for a day or longer. And if you pair it with some solar panels, well, you got some success there in keeping everything running. Okay, some of the news headlines on the day that these last three shows were broadcast, Sunday, May 9th, 1948, were the railroad strike. National railroad strike scheduled coming up on Tuesday, a few days hence. Union leaders said last night after a fruitless 3-hour conference with management at the White House. The nation's biggest peacetime maneuver since the end of World War II got a send-off yesterday. 3,000 paratroopers billowed down in a mass jump to battle guerrillas and fifth columnists in Camp Campbell, Kentucky. Scandinavian immigrants will be brought to the U.S. by boat this summer to pioneer Wisconsin's second century, plans going on in Milwaukee. Dr. Edmund U. Condon, director of the National Bureau of Standards and atomic scientist, asked for publication on a controversial FBI report on his loyalty. A ceasefire agreed to by Arabs and Jews protected Jerusalem and its shrines yesterday for the first time in 5 months. It went into effect at noon. Not a shot was heard in the first hour. Those some of the news stories from this date, Sunday, May 9th, 1948. Let's go on now to an episode of Escape, which would take you way into the future, thanks to H.G. Wells' The Time Machine.
Tired of the everyday routine? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all?
We offer you Escape!
Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
Escape with us now to the year 100,080 and a world where beauty and terror live side by side, as H.G. Wells describes it in his immortal story, The Time Machine.
Dudley, you must be mad. A time machine.
Yes, my friend, a time machine.
This thing?
This very thing.
This contraption, this framework made of quartz and bronze, and ivory, with its levers and its dials and its seat in the middle, this is the result of 3 years' hard work.
I promise you, Fowler, that on this machine a man can go wherever he likes in time. By working these levers, a man can choose his century, his year, his very day.
Oh, really, old man.
Time is only a kind of space. If we can move about in all the other dimensions of space, why not in time, too?
It's impossible. Out of the question.
Well, what are the journeys I've already taken on this little contraption?
I'm afraid you've been having a bad dream.
Very well. You shall have proof, my friend.
How?
Just climb on, Fowler. Sit in the seat beside me, face these ivory dials, and I'll take you for a little spin.
Well, you mean right now?
Right now.
Or just, in case this thing should take off like the Flying Red Horse, are there any,
Any preparations? No, Fowler, no. You won't need any luggage on this trip, not even a toothbrush. You'll be back here in my laboratory in less than a minute.
All right. I'm on. Now what?
Hold tight. It sways a good deal. I'd hate to lose you.
I can't be frightened, Dudley.
Then you're braver than I am. Tell me, what time is it?
It's, just 12 noon.
Before we start, I want to adjust this control a bit.
Is everything shipshape?
Tell me, did you notice anything just then?
Only a noise, a humming noise, nothing else.
And what time is it?
You just asked me, old man. It's Well, that's odd.
What?
Well, my watch says 11 o'clock. I could have sworn it was noon a moment ago. There must be something wrong with it.
It's only that I touched the lever to test it, and we've gone forward a full day. 23 hours, at any rate.
Yes, but Dudley...
Finished scoffing, Fowler?
Yes. Yes, I believe I have.
Then hold tight. This will be the real article.
I'm ready, Dudley.
Good man. Well, say goodbye, Fowler. Say goodbye to 1950.
He went off with a shattering jar, with the machine swaying under us. The walls of Dr. Dudley's laboratory suddenly fell away. And night was speeding after day like the flapping of a black wing. I saw the sun hopping across the sky, leaping swiftly across it every second, and every second marking a day. I saw the moon spinning through her quarters like a ball, from new to full, all in the twinkling of an eye. Trees grew and blossomed like puffs of smoke, and then passed away. All the while we were going faster. Now our pace was a year a second, so that second by second the white snow flashed across the world and was followed by the bright, brief spring. And still we went on, into the future.
How do you feel, Fowler?
Very weak, very dizzy.
Don't let go, don't fall off.
Where are we? How far have we come?
We're in 100,050, and 60, and 70.
That's enough! Stop it, Dudley! I can't stand anymore! Stop it!
Fowler, you all right?
Yes, I believe so. No broken bones. What happened?
Not sure. Must have stopped too suddenly.
Where are we, Dudley?
Look around for yourself. A wide lawn and a beautiful, vast garden.
No, I meant geographically.
Just where we were when we started, where my laboratory stood.
And the year, Dudley? What is the year now?
100,080.
It seemed absolutely incredible. A dream, but a pleasant one, for the garden in which we found ourselves was beautiful and summery, with an unexpected perfume about it, almost like platine. At some distance, we could see a large and imposing building, and everything was quiet and peaceful, but almost too much so. And the sense of strangeness, of incredible strangeness, sent a shiver up my spine.
100,080. Fowler, do you want to go back?
Yes, I rather think I do. Let's go back. Dudley.
From over there, in the bushes.
It sounded human.
Come on.
Yeah. Why, it's a child. Seems to be a very small girl.
There's been a beast here of some kind struggled with her. Look at the marks in her arms.
Now, my dear, you'll be all right now. You won't be harmed. Of course, you won't understand English.
Motioning us to go with her.
Yeah. What about the animal? Did you see it?
No, not a glimpse. Too fast for us.
Perhaps we'd better go back, Dudley. The girl seems to be all right now.
Leave her like this?
Yes, I've had enough.
Well, they haven't, old man. Because they're here. All around us.
They had crept up on soundless feet to surround us. The little people of this era. And the girl we'd saved was not a child, but a full-grown woman. Well, they all stood 4 feet high, dressed in simple tunics. Beautiful creatures, but terribly frail, with a plump, soft kind of frailty. They were like eerie figures in a dream, and all we could hear was the rustling of their clothes as they surged happily around us, their faces wreathed in smiles. Why, they're not savage at all. They're very loving and gentle little people.
Yes. There's something terribly wrong with them.
How do you mean?
Seem to have the minds of 5-year-olds.
Well, how do you expect them to be?
Far ahead of us, of course. Incredibly ahead of us in knowledge and in science. Look at them. Children.
But they seem happy in this huge garden of theirs. Dudley, I've changed my mind. Let's stay. Maybe we shall enjoy spending a few days with our little friends. The little people led us home into their valley. They lived in colossal buildings, sleeping all together in one huge hall, eating in another, playing and frolicking together in the sunshine. And we lived with them for days in utter contentment. One afternoon, Dudley and I walked along the banks of the great river.
Little people all wear the same clothes, the same soft, hairless skin, same feminine roundness of limbs.
Yes. I wonder if it's because they're vegetarians.
They're vegetarians because they have to be. You haven't run across any horses or dogs, cattle of any kind, have you?
No, now that you mention it.
With good reason. All extinct by now. Just as the dinosaur is with us.
Dudley, there's something strange here. Something hidden away and silent here in the year 100,080.
Felt the same way. I've taken the precaution of removing the control levers of the time machine, putting a master padlock on the main switches.
Oh.
Don't much fancy the idea of someone riding away with it into another century and leaving us here for the rest of our lives.
Dudley, do you know where we are?
Yes, this is where we landed.
I thought so. I wasn't sure.
What did you ask?
What's happened to the machine?
But they've taken it away. They've stolen it.
This is where it was. It's right here.
Look, follow the tracks. Here where they've dragged it. Over here, come along. Down this path. Look, right there, the monument.
There's a brass doors in the base. Oh, they're locked.
The machine, it must be in there,
Yes.
inside. We must get it. Break down the door.
How can we?
Here, use the levers.
All right, let's try. Let's move on. No, it's no good, Dudley. They're solid. We'll never break through.
Never.
No.
Never.
We've got
to
break through here.
Stay here all our lives. You may never go home again. It must open the machine.
No.
Time machine.
We were caught in the year 100,080. The time machine was gone. The brass doors of the monument held. Our retreat was cut off, the thin line by which we could make our way back home, back to our own time and our own people, back to 1950. We had no way of communicating with the little people, of asking what they had done with the machine. There was nothing hostile in their attitude. They were more like simple, wandering children. Only one, a young woman, Weena, whose life we had saved on our first day, had become really friendly. She went with us wherever we walked and brought us presents of garlands, of flowers, slept near us at night in the hall, and we in turn had taught her a few words of English. Now we redoubled our efforts, like men racing against the clock, so that we might speak to her and discover the secret of our immense loss. We were talking to her one night after the others had gone to sleep.
No, not these, Dudley. No.
How can you be so sure your people didn't steal the machine? Aren't there any thieves among them? Are they all perfect?
No. Not so loud, Dudley. You'll wake them. Besides, she doesn't understand.
Thief must be sleeping somewhere in his hall. Weena, they take machine.
No, Dudley, no.
Who, then? Who?
We are friends.
Yes.
We must have machine.
Yes, Dudley. Yes.
Who took machine? Other people, not yours?
Other?
What about those doors, Weena? Doors open.
No.
Weena, machine in there must open.
No, not open.
Oh, all right, my dear. Go to sleep, get some rest.
Yes, Dudley. Sleep.
What's to become of us, Fowler? Are we caught here in this century? We spend our lives with the little people and their secret.
We'll go back to the monument tomorrow. We'll find a way of breaking in. Good night, Dudley. Dudley?
Yes.
Did you just... There it was again.
What?
Something on my face. Huh? Cold, filthy to the touch. On my face and in my hair. It's cold as death. Dudley!
You're right. There's something in here with us. Smells of the grave. What was it? I don't know. But look at them. Look at the little people. They're all awake. It's as though they've been stampeded.
Let's get out of here. I want some fresh air. We went quickly through the hall and outside, away from the frantic rustling of the little people. The moon was full, just overhead, and it was close to dawning. There was a faint sound speeding close behind us, and we turned, our nerves ragged, our muscles tensed. But it was only Weena, coming swiftly to join us.
Dudley, I'm afraid.
And then there is
dark.
something.
What do you mean, Weena? Dark? What?
Dark thing. Dark place. Night.
Why should they be afraid of the night, Dudley?
It's not the night alone. Dark place, that's our cue. But perhaps it's something underground.
It was another day. We had wandered into a lovely wooded place about a mile from the community. And suddenly Weena screamed.
Father!
And we stopped short. A pair of glaring eyes were fixed upon us. As we stood there, petrified, the thing, a little ape-like figure, rushed across our path and disappeared in the clearing about 30 yards away. What was it?
I couldn't see it too well. It seemed to be a dull white with white hair on its head and down its back.
It looked like a small ape.
It was running on all fours, with its arms held very low.
Weena, what was it?
Morlocks. Morlocks.
Who are the Morlocks? What are they? Weena, tell me.
No.
Let's go over there and see where it disappeared. Come along, fella.
In the clearing, we found a round, well-like opening. Dudley and I leaned over and looked down a deep shaft. A small white creature was retreating down a ladder in the well, like a human spider, its large, bright eyes watching me as it went swiftly down. Then it disappeared in the shaft.
Fowler, did you see it? Like an ape.
Yes, but also like a man.
So there are two species of men in this world.
Yes.
The little people above the ground and this obscene thing, this bleached monster below.
That white look, common to animals that live in the dark. Like huge rats, like worms that are cold to the touch. I know because they've touched
Fowler,
me.
you can feel the air being sucked down into this shaft.
Yes.
The earth must be tunneled enormously here under our feet. These monsters must live in the tunnels.
I think we know now who stole our time machine.
Yes.
Then
we'll go down and have a look.
No, not go.
Why not, Rena?
Morlocks, you'll never come back.
We must have our machine, my dear. You wait for us here.
No.
And so we went down, our heels ringing on the small metallic bars that were meant for creatures so much smaller than us. Down we climbed. Down. Ever in darkness. Down, it seemed, into the center of the earth, into the core of the world. How much longer?
Won't know until we reach bottom. Can't be much further. Do you hear that? Like machinery. We're almost there.
Well, thank heaven for that.
All right, Fowler, I'm on the bottom. Come along, just a few more steps. Now, give me your hand, Fowler. Good. Good. We're here.
Yes, in the land of the Morlocks.
Do you have a match?
Yes, here.
Seems to be a large vaulted cavern at the end of this passage.
What do you suppose they'll do if they catch us?
Got no idea. Better take care not to be caught. Another match.
That throbbing noise.
Probably their ventilating system pumping the air down. There must be thousands upon thousands of these Morlocks living under the earth.
We haven't seen any yet, except for our friend who came down ahead of us. Why do you suppose they wanted our time machine?
I think they wanted us, not the machine.
And we've come to them.
We must. It's our only chance. Fowler, if that noise does come from air pumps...
Yeah?
Why is it so stuffy here, so oppressive?
Dudley, that smell.
Blood. Light another match.
Dudley, look. Straight ahead. On the white metal table.
Set for a meal.
Yes. With a small haunch. Meat.
We know that the cattle are extinct.
Then, what do they feed on, these Morlocks?
Don't you know?
Yes, I know.
Oh, another match?
Yes, here. Oh, Dudley, I have no more. I used our last match.
Oh. All right, we'll have to go back there. We know the secret now, anyway. These Morlocks living here, underground. They're the masters of this age. And our friends up above, fatted cattle, fed by the Morlocks, clothed, supplied, and housed until the day when they're cut out of the herd and brought underground as food. This is the future you're looking at. This is what we men of the 20th century shall come to. Dudley, what is it? I've got hands, cold hips. Take one of these levers. Yes. Use it as a weapon. Lash out. Against this wall, Fowler, here beside me. They're moving in. Fight them. Use the lever, man. Use the lever. Dudley, they're all around us. This way. Fowler, this way. Back this way.
We went back in that evil darkness, fighting every step as we went.
To my side.
Back to those projecting bars, kicking and clawing ourselves loose from their taloned, grasping hands. And climbing up again, up toward daylight and freedom, away from their stench and the eagerness of their icy hands. And they did not follow, for daylight was their enemy and their great fear. And we lived among the lush gardens of the little people like prisoners, like men without reprieve, like men who are dead, though they still walk the earth. For the time machine was locked away behind great brass doors, and we knew we could never force them open. Then one day, Weena told us of an old building, an ancient sagging structure that had survived through many ages and was filled with many curious objects.
A museum, that's what it must be, a museum, Fowler. Perhaps from some earlier time.
I'm in no mood to go looking at a museum.
Don't you see? Specimens hermetically sealed in museums. Perhaps there are things, weapons, machinery, something we can use.
Yes, of course. If we could find some dynamite or gunpowder or something.
We could blast those doors, we could get in.
Where is this place, Weena? This old building that no one ever goes near?
I take you. It's not far.
A chance, old man. A slim one, but a chance nonetheless.
All day we wandered through the great ruined halls. The building had been deserted, unused for perhaps a century. The childlike men of that time had long since ceased to care about anything but their own personal comforts. It was late afternoon and growing dark when we came upon the chemical section. We had found nothing useful to us until then, and now came the worst disappointment of all.
And it's dust. All of it. Been dust for centuries.
Another dead end. It's hopeless.
We were out of our heads to hope that nitrates would retain their form for 100,000 years.
We go now? There's nothing here.
Oh, wait just a moment. Something in this case.
Well, you can break it with your lever.
Stand back a little.
All right.
Box of matches. Hermetically sealed.
Now, wait, let me see. Well, they're perfect. But they're not even damp.
What shall we do with them? Burn down those brass doors?
Well, you'd better keep them. You can't tell. What?
On the floor, you see them? Small, narrow footprints leading away into the darkness at the end of this gallery.
Dudley!
We'd better go.
Pick Ween up and carry her. We'll have to run for it.
Now, don't be frightened, my dear. It'll be all right.
Go on, run!
We came out of the gloom of that place into the deeper gloom of dusk. And suddenly we saw. We were trapped. All around us were the Morlocks. They were there by the thousand, surrounding us, and coming closer in the long, even line of deathly white, their eyes blinking in the half-light, their tiny mouths alive with appetite.
Fowler, the matches! I have them dipped like a fire here. Hurry, man, the forest is dry. Hurry, man. We'll have an inferno here in a minute. Our little friends don't like light or heat.
The fire leaped high to the heavens, and the countryside was ablaze. The Morlocks turned in fear, blinded by the glare. Some of them blundered into the middle of the raging flames, and the rest faded away like a fog. Dudley had left a narrow passageway for our retreat, and we fled down a long corridor of leaping flames and blistering heat. We fled to safety toward the community of the little people. As we ran, we passed the huge monument with its great bronze doors that were locked tight in our time machine. And suddenly, in the glare of the distant fires, we saw something that stopped us short.
They're open, Fowler! The doors are open!
No, not go in. Dudley, no.
It's a trap. They're waiting for us inside.
Waiting or not, we're going in.
Dudley, it's suicide.
It'll take me 1 minute to screw the levers on again, then I touch them and we're away.
All right, I'll try to give you your 1
Good
minute.
boy.
No, go. Not leave me.
No, you, my dear, you hold tight around my neck. You're coming home with us.
All right, let's go. Quitting. A look, the machine, they haven't harmed it.
I don't see them yet.
Come on now, quickly.
The doors, Dudley. They're closed.
Get in the seat. I'll be ready in a moment.
I waited for the hum that would signal our departure. And there in the darkness, the Morlocks were finally upon us. Cold, persistent fingers swarmed over my body, tugging at me, sucking me away from the machine. I held tight to Weena as a man holds fast to life and tried to kick them away with my feet. Hurry, Dudley, hurry!
I seem to get these levers quickly or we're done. One more turn and it's in. There, Fowler, we're away, we're gone.
Yes, we made it.
Oh. Are you all right?
I'm all right.
Good. And Weena?
Weena isn't with us.
What happened?
They tore her from my hands at the last minute. They got her. I had tried to save her. I couldn't. I still have a piece of a tunic near my fist. Little piece of a tunic, Dudley. Nothing else. And so we came home again. Back into the very minute from which we had left. Back into 12 noon, October 22nd, 1950. We were in Dudley's laboratory again, motionless, sitting on the ridiculous contraption which he has called a time machine. Was it all a dream? Did any of it happen? Could any of it happen? Of course not. How stupid. Then what of this? What of this little piece of thin green silk I hold in my hand?
Escape is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald. Today we have brought you The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, adapted for radio by Irving Ravitch, and starring John Daner as Fowler and Larry Dobkin as Dudley, with Georgia Ellis as Weena. The special music for Escape was arranged and played by Ivan Ditmars.
Next week, escape with us to a small fishing boat off the California coast and a night of terror and death at the hands of a brilliant madman, as Bud A. Nelson tells it in his exciting story, 7 Hours to Freedom.
77 years ago, May 9th, 1948, Escape on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Another show that I enjoy a lot. This one up next called The Unexpected.
The sound you hear is a recording of the warning siren in case of an imminent nuclear attack.
If this was an actual attack warning, would you be prepared?
Would your family be prepared?
If not, CA Survival Civil Defense approved steel and concrete basement type fallout shelter.
The shelter, along with a basic equipment kit, affords you and your family maximum protection.
Survival shelters are FHA approved.
No money down. 5 years to pay.
Horrible though it may be, this sound may someday become a reality.
Be prepared. See a survival shelter today.
The survival company's not around anymore. There are a lot of them out there, and one of the fine ones that I've looked a lot at, and if I was to ever get one, they don't give me anything for saying this. I would go to the folks at Atlas Survival Shelters. But that's just me, okay? You don't have to. Your mileage may vary. Okay, we're going to go now, our final program here. A great syndicated show that was in the vein of suspense and escape, entitled The Unexpected. This goes back to the same Sunday, May 9th, 1948, 77 years ago. Screen star Lyle Talbot stars in Cargo Unknown.
From Hollywood, Lyle Talbot in The Unexpected.
The Unexpected.
The Unexpected. Life is filled with the unexpected. Romantic, tragic, and mysterious endings to our most ordinary actions. Dreams come true, or dreams are shattered by sudden twists of fate in The Unexpected. But first, a word from your announcer. And now, Lyle Talbot, famous motion picture and stage star, in Cargo Unknown, a drama of the unexpected.
My dear Lorna. No. Dear Mrs. Andrews. Yeah, that's better. Comma. You'll no doubt remember me. You should. I'm the long, lean, wide-eyed lad you approached. I think that's the word. Approached that sticky afternoon in the bar at Ginger's. You were looking your best. Black hair on white shoulders and not too much of a salmon pink dress. So I turned around and stared. After all, deep-sea diving is a lonely business.
Do you buy me a drink, or do I buy you one?
That depends on whether I'm a gentleman or not.
Well, are you?
That depends on you.
Mike, give us a couple of the same.
Okay, coming up. Now, do we use names?
It's simpler. I'm Lorna Andrews.
Here's to you, Lorna.
Here's to you, Tom.
Oh?
Yes, I know your name. I've been following you.
That wasn't necessary.
I want to talk to you about business.
Before pleasure?
Uh-huh. I hear you're the guy I've been looking for.
Offhand, I'd say you were right.
I hope so, Tommy. Because there's a lot of money waiting for us. For you and me. An awful lot.
How much?
Enough. In round figures, over $2 million.
I like round figures.
When do we go after it?
That depends on where it is.
About 175 feet down.
That's pretty deep.
Oh, you look like a big, strong boy, Tom. You can get it.
175 feet is a lot of water, especially when you're under it.
I wouldn't know. But they tell me you're the only diver in Honolulu who could make it.
Better give me the whole picture, Lorna.
All right. You fit up a boat, we take a little sail. And then you go swimming.
Where?
I'll let you know when we get there.
Not till then? Sorry, Lorna.
What's the matter?
I don't buy it. I'm not a very legitimate guy, but I like to do legitimate business. Makes for nice contrast.
What's wrong with this setup?
Plenty. If there was that much money lying around, somebody else would be after it. Probably insurance or shipping companies. So you're either looking for something you shouldn't have or just lying. I'd like it better if you were lying.
It's the truth, Tom.
Okay, have it your way. But a woman like you ought to have more important things to lie about than money. So long, Lorna. And thanks for the drink. So I walked out on you, Mrs. Andrews, and right into the grinning face of our mutual friend, Mr. Komar.
Mrs. Andrews is an interesting woman, isn't she, Mr. Stevenson?
Does she interest you?
No, not exactly. But I, too, am concerned with the matter of the Mary Arnold.
The who?
Oh, as usual, women are so secretive, and it is so unnecessary. Mary Arnold is a ship now lying off Molokai Reef. Everyone knows she is there.
Yeah, then what's the secret?
Her cargo, Mr. Stevenson. Her cargo.
Now you begin to interest me, Mr.
Komar. Frederick Komar. Let me tell you everything.
Okay, start weeping. I got broad shoulders.
But you must take this seriously, Mr. Stevenson. It is a very serious matter. You see, the late Mr. Andrews, Lorna's husband, was a passenger aboard the Mary Arnold, and in the hold he placed a valuable cargo. Valuable in the sum of $2 million.
What kind of cargo?
No one knows for sure. Until I arrived last week, no one knew of the existence of this cargo. Not even the bereaved widow, Mrs. Andrews.
Why did Andrews confide in you?
Oh, he didn't. The Mary Arnold was one of the last ships to escape Shanghai before the arrival of Japanese. When she sank, everyone thought that her cargo was worthless. And since Mr. Andrews perished with the ship, there was no one to correct this erroneous impression. But I have evidence to the contrary.
I like to see evidence, Mr. Komar. It always satisfies my curiosity.
Yes, but of course. Here. Bills of lading. Official and certified.
Howard Andrews, Shanghai to Honolulu via the SS Mary Arnold. Sealed containers. Estimated value, $2 million American. Signed R. Markham and Son, Shanghai. Where'd you get this?
I found it.
Yeah?
Yes, Mr. Stevenson. Last month, going through some old records in the shipping office. It was sheer luck.
No doubt. Why don't you take this to Mrs. Andrews?
Unfortunately, I did. But she seems to feel that the percentage I require is more than she wishes to pay. So
that's where I come in.
Of course. And I assure you that working with me can be most profitable. While on the other hand, cooperating with Mrs. Andrews could prove disastrous, even fatal, if you follow my meaning.
I'm way ahead of you, Komar.
Good. But just one thing.
Yeah?
Don't ever get too far ahead.
I made a tentative appointment with Mr. Komar, went back into the bar and did some tall thinking over a tall drink. And I looked up your address in the phone book and went out to your simple little $500 a month apartment near Diamond Head.
Hello, Tom. I've been waiting for you.
Well, I'm here. You were all rouged, powdered, negligéed, and looking very fetching indeed.
Can I get you a drink?
I think we better talk business first.
The Thor pleasure?
Yeah. I saw Mr. Komar this afternoon. He offered me a deal.
I'm not surprised.
Are his facts straight?
Uh-huh.
And you didn't know about this cargo before?
No. There were a lot of things my husband didn't tell me.
He was a bad boy.
Sometimes.
Suppose I take the job for you.
Fine.
My price is expenses and 10% of whatever we find.
Komar offered you more than that, didn't he?
Well, maybe I think the stuff belongs to you, or maybe I just like working with you better than with Komar.
Maybe. When do we start?
As soon as I get a boat fitted up.
It's a deal, Tommy. And you don't worry about your percentage. I'll make it worth your while.
I didn't keep my appointment with Mr. Komar. We were too busy. 2 weeks later, we had the salvage ship fitted out and anchored just off Molokai Reef. We checked the equipment, we tested the pumps, looked over the airline, and checked my suit. Then I slipped into my 32-pound boots and was ready for the helmet when you came up and got your lips in the way.
This is just for luck, Tommy.
Thanks. You helped me put on my helmet. And I climbed over the side and into the glistening green water. Down I went, feeling very much like an elephant with two trunks, into the quiet of an ocean with a bottom 175 treacherous feet below me. The ghostly undersea light faded as I dropped, and I was all alone in a black world, black as death. 10 minutes later, I hit bottom and switched on my searchlight, and there she was, right in front of me, a gaping hole in her side, and still painted on her stern the words, SS Mary Arnold, Honolulu. I reached out with one of my hooks and pounded on the hull. The sound disturbed the giant squid, and he swam out past me. I stepped in beside him and walked forward. The pile of sealed aluminum containers was sitting in the hold waiting for me. I pried one of them open, and there it was. Fat, neat little packages of currency in large denominations. Currency, millions and millions of dollars.
You think the story is over, don't you? But wait. Fate takes a hand. Wait for the unexpected. And now for the surprising conclusion of Cargo Unknown, a Hamilton Whitney production starring Lyle Talbot, written by Robert Libet and Frank Burt, and directed by Frank K. Danzig.
I surfaced slowly, my arms loaded with the stuff. When I got to the deck, you were waiting for me, Mrs. Andrews, but you weren't alone.
I'll take that money, Mr. Stevenson.
How'd you get here, Comar?
A speedboat. I decided to let you do the work and to content myself with the profits. Now I'll take that money.
Okay, stop waving your little pistol. Here, you're welcome to it.
Tom, you can't.
And you will go down for the rest?
If you really want it.
What are you doing, Tom? There are millions of dollars that belongs to me. To us. You can't just give it away, please, Tom, please.
Take it easy, Lorna, and you too, Comar. Sure, there's millions of dollars. Probably 8 or 9 million. The bill of lading said it was worth 2 million American.
That is correct.
And it was 10 years ago.
What do you mean?
These are Chinese dollars, friends. They've gone down a little in value. If I remember right, at the last rate of exchange, the whole business is worth about $500. And so, my dear Mrs. Andrews, I'm enclosing my bill for $6,000 expenses. You can forget about my percentage. I don't expect that you'll pay this bill, but I believe in trying. Yours truly, Thomas J. Stevenson.
Cargo Unknown starred Lyle Talbot. Listen again soon for another of your favorite motion picture stars in a drama of the unexpected. This program was transcribed in Hollywood.
While Lyle Talbot had a lot of dramatic roles, stage, screen, and television, his most notable role was the second banana. And a lot of his roles in movies were second bananas. But he had the best second banana he could ever have. The neighbor of Ozzie Nelson, Joe Randolph. He played that character for 10 years on The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet on television. Lyle Talbot. The Unexpected, 77 years ago, May 9th, 1948, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Join us tomorrow for more drama with Dragnet, Dangerous Assignment, Big Town, Suspense, and The Couple Next Door. Thank you for being with us, and we will see you tomorrow. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Classic Radio Theater right here on your favorite podcast engine. I'm Wyatt Cox.